Greetings, sports.
Welcome, Sports Nation, to Sports DTM, the sports channel where we call sports down the middle. You can expect the latest in sports news, views, and reviews from our resident analysts. No sports topic is too controversial, and no team or player is above criticism. So just smash that subscribe button and ring that notification bell to make sure you don't miss out on our balanced offering of riveting sports content. And don't forget to like, share, and leave a comment below. Welcome to Sports DTM.
Yeah, people, welcome, guys. Another Thursday night, another DTM live. A packed show we have for you tonight, like packed show. We have a few special guests passing through as well. The Formula Sports, top YouTube channel. Formula, what's up, man?
I'm good, man. Thanks for the invite, man. Much appreciated. Tiga, big up, boss.
Yes, my friend. Big up yourself.
Yeah, man. A lot of things in store. We're not going to even touch some of the topics. It's been a very boring day, right, Formula? In the Reggae Boys world.
Oh, boy.
A very boring day, right, fans?
The usual.
Not a lot to talk about. Just a normal Thursday day.
Yeah, man.
A normal Thursday in November. But we're going to touch on the boredom later on in the show. But for now, we're just going to start with, by trying to give a review of that November window. We played 2 games, El Salvador and the USA, one at home and one away. And we picked up a massive 2 points from those 2 games. Tremendous. We wanted at least 4 points. Persons were saying that we must get 6. We would have taken 4 points, but that's not how it went. We have to satisfy with 2 points. So, Formula, walk us through the November window and, what went wrong.
I remember I did a video saying I think we'll get 4 points, and you in the comment section, Eddie, stated that realistically we can get 0 points as well. It's obviously it was a bad window. Distance was created between us and Panama, who is currently occupying the 4th spot. Some of the games didn't, we expected a victory in El Salvador. That didn't materialize. Truth be told, I expected a draw. At best, I expected that we could get a draw against the US. Turns out we could have won the match and we were robbed, so that contributes to the misery that would have taken place in this window. The Reggae Boys, again, performed to their usual standards, Yes, an improved performance against US, probably the best performance we have seen thus far. I think in part 1 because of the fans and 2 because Antonio started. But the El Salvador game was, in my opinion, a travesty.
Yeah, and we like to welcome Kimo, huge Reggae Boy fan. Kimo, what's up, man?
Welcome, man. Thanks for having me on. First of all,
Yeah, man.
no some familiar faces, Formula. Yeah, man. So
Big up, bro.
Yeah, man. Your thoughts on the November window? We're doing a quick review.
Well, for me, for the November window, really disappointed, but this is a typical Reggae Boys performance. But I could see in this game, in the USA game, especially in the second half, we put up a lot of fight. We look better. Well, it's one of our better games. It's one of our better games. Greatly looked well after the exemption of Taxi. And it's good to have Mikel firing. You understand? I expect a lot more from Leon Bailey with the hype, so we're still looking forward to see more from him as well. Well, for me, the defense isn't really that a big factor for us. But for me, for the midfield, though, we need to get it right. We need to, I think if we were seeing a strong 11 every time the Reggae Boys take the field, we would maybe in a better position than what we're in now. Maybe we're 6 points behind. You understand? So there were still a lot more improvement. You understand? And the coach as well. Can talk about the coach. Still needs to improve on whatever he's doing. You understand? Maybe it's more than just on the field issue, off the field, for some of these results and performances that we're seeing. Yeah.
And Tiga, do you think 2 points was what we deserved, or we deserve more over the 2 games?
Of course. Go ahead.
Oh, that was for Tiga team.
Talk.
Yeah. Well, for the 2 points, we saw that we could have gotten even 3 points against the US. We were robbed. We missed a key chance. We were robbed about twice in that game, and we could have scored. We could have scored, but we missed again from the same Bobby Reid opportunity. Something similar to what he did in the Gold Cup in the quarterfinals.
Yeah.
You know, and one of the game that we should have capitalized and got the 3 points against El Salvador, which we didn't. And I think if Antonio spent at least 30 minutes on the field, we would have come out with even if it was going to be close, maybe 2-1, we would have come out with a win. I think we would have come out with a win.
Tiga, what say you?
All right. When we look at the November window, and overall, when we look at the Reggae Boys team, the Reggae Boys are 4 games unbeaten. That is good in a sense, but not good, but bad that when we look at the table. Because at any given game, when you look at a team and there are 4 games unbeaten, that you might say, yeah, improve.
Hold on, we're getting that feedback. Kimo, is that you? Could you mute when you're not talking? Yeah, we're getting that feedback. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, so when we look at that, on that aspect, we see that the team is kind of improving. 4 games unbeaten, unheard of for a Jamaican team. But when we look at it on an overall thing, we see that we're in a bad position. You understand? We're really, really not bad when you look at the point standing and where we're sitting. For that 2 game, we wanted 6 points, maximum 6 points, 4 points at least. All right. For the game against El Salvador, we should take that 3 points. I don't know why Tappa didn't go in for that game for that 3 points. That game, you should really go for the 3 points and don't wait for Yard to get the 3 points. Should have start Mikel and start some stronger player to pick up maximum points. He didn't. You understand? And then he come to Jamaica, try to get a US team that was on top of the league then. You understand? And they're in good form, finding their rhythm, trying to get maximum points from that. But we could have gotten maximum points, but the goalkeeper robbed us. But overall, disappointed because we get 2 points from 4 or 2 points from 6. Disappointed November window. But look at it at a different angle. Jamaica is still unbeaten in 4 games. Yeah, that's the positive we can take on it.
That's not much consolation, you know. You can ask Tappa with more.
That's a positive.
You really?
Tiga,
over 4 games.
You would be a very good friend in a Tiga, because when I'm down and out in a man, you will always find the positive angle.
Yeah, find the positive, you know, 4 games. Don't worry, Formula. We're 4 games unbeaten.
I remember Tiga saying once that the November window, like somebody threw a stone and broke it. You know, everything mash up. The window totally, you know, mash up.
Yeah. But you have to look for the positive, you know. We have to give the people them hope. You understand? We still have to have hope. We have 6 games, 5 at home, 1 away. So let's give them some hope. We still have to cheer on the regular.
It's not 4, it's 4. It's 4 at home.
No, 4 at home now. Or it's
Yeah, I think it's 4 at home and 2 away. If I'm not
yes.
mistaken.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Kimo. 4
Yeah,
at
yeah,
home.
true,
Yes,
true,
yes,
true.
you're right. Yeah, true. We have Canada away and we have Panama away. You're right. Yes, you're right. Well, you couldn't give one extra match, Kimo.
Yeah, I wish I could. I wish I could, but I can't.
No, we're not gonna make use of the extra match anyway.
We can't mislead the viewers.
We don't get
So,
the extra
guys,
match.
so guys,
Yeah.
it's based on these 6 games. Not saying it's not possible, because we're doing the calculations. We know that if we win all 6 games, you understand, we can qualify for the World Cup. Even if we
Of
won,
course.
even if we win,
I
let's
think
say if we win,
we can lose one.
no,
we don't want them
based
lose
on
any,
form,
because
we don't want to lose any.
No, we
Win
don't
or
want to
draw.
lose, but I believe five wins could take us there.
all right, guys, with the performance against the United States, second half performance against the United States, if Tappa come with that same team and those guys come with those same energy, you think those teams can beat us? You think we can get maximum? We can win all of them matches,
And it can get better.
and it
It
can
only
get
can
better.
get better.
Only
It only
can get better.
from here.
Of course, if
One of
Tappa
my
just choose the
concerns,
right player, yes.
I'm more concerned over 2 of these teams more than even Mexico right now, and that's Panama and that's Canada. Canada brought Mexico up in Edmonton, lone snow.
Yeah.
No snow. Yes.
Freeze them up.
Yes. Freeze
You
them. Yes,
understand?
man. Yeah, man.
But I think maybe our UK-based players would
We're used to
all
it.
right with the weather condition. So
Yeah,
we'd have
that's
to
why we
pick
don't go.
maybe
Yeah, that's why we don't go for
UK.
all UK. Yeah, man, we don't go for all UK based players right about now. The Pinnock, you understand? The more everybody go for all the UK. Yeah.
And when is that? When is that we play in Canada?
We're playing
It's
Canada.
It's in the January window.
No, it's the February-March window.
Okay. A terrible winter time that too.
So it's even deeper in winter.
Yeah, man, deeper in winter.
But we spoke about.
I want to tell you, gent. Before the Canada match start, I saw the snow truck taking our snow off of the field. You know, I can't believe it. Cause when the guy scoring, the guy dive off into the snow. You understand? So it was crazy
Winter
snow. I couldn't
wonderland.
believe. Yeah, man, I couldn't believe.
Going back to the game, going back to the US game, we spoke about Jamaica being unlucky. That goal by Nana, that corner there, was it a goal? You know, or should it have counted? Pamela, you want a piece of this?
Obviously. I mean, I remember when I was doing my watch along, we were confused as hell as to what was taking place.
Yeah.
Confused, man. We were wondering what is going on because we couldn't wrap our heads around what just took place. I don't know if it's the shock of it or combined with the fact that we are wondering what could be the reason for that goal not standing, right? It you know, I said this on Coach's show the other day. I was watching ESPN FC and they said that if you are supposed to make it the norm to call a foul for that particular amount of contact, every single set piece, every single corner kick, every single
would have been a foul.
Box would be a foul. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Absolutely ridiculous.
He got soft foul. When we were at the stadium, everybody was jumping up and down. We couldn't believe what happened. That the goal was disallowed.
Foul. That was no foul. The guy didn't touch him. Lowe didn't touch him. None at all.
No, man. I think there was some contact with the follow through, but that's after I headed the ball.
Hold on.
That's
when
after
the
I
ball
headed the ball.
already.
Eddie, it was such minimal contact.
Yeah.
You can't even classify it as contact.
When
it
the
was
ball
a dive.
gone already in the net because Nana out jump.
Yeah.
Damien out me. I said Nana that time father. Damien out jump. The defender. out jump Zach. When him out jump Zach in that ear, long time away for the ball. And all him have to do is just butt the ball. And him butt the ball, coming down, he might touch the player and the player push off. Like him gonna drop. You understand?
Yeah.
But the thing about it, guys, he never even dropped.
I was listening
No,
to
him never dropped.
He never dropped. Him just move forward. Him just push forward. I was listening to oral Tracy.
And he never appeal either.
And him never appeal. And the keeper alone put up him on.
But you know, funny enough, you know, the ref blew the whistle immediately, you know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So
I was listening to oral Tracy, and while listening to oral Tracy was saying this referee is a World Cup.
Costa Rican.
World Cup don't only play on the field. There's a lot of politics and everything involved.
Behind it. Yeah, man, that was true. That was true.
And if you remember some of the time when Jamaica was trying to qualify to World Cup and them go to the hotel, people are make noise at the hotel, them can't sleep, them can't do nothing. You understand?
Yeah.
When playing World Cup, everything's matter. For that referee now, to disallow that goal, you know, say the next 10 or 20 years, he might go turn here because guess what? He might go bring theme country to the World Cup if Costa Rica qualify. You understand? Theme country are gonna get money. You understand? For them football program are gonna grow while Jamaica suffer. So this referee know what is at stake. So as oral Tracy say, we can't blame JFF. You understand? If you allow a Costa Rican referee come and referee the match, better than get a Mexico referee. Because Mexico done on top of Mexico that want US to lose. Yeah,
Mexico not like US, I guess.
Yeah,
it would be the same thing. US would be complaining.
Of course. We don't get the penalty. We don't get the penalty because there was a penalty. You understand?
Yeah, we didn't get a penalty as well.
Yeah, we didn't get a penalty and we don't get that goal. You understand? So, guess what?
Kimo, going forward, you think that there should be some rule that, you know, opposing countries should not have their referees reffing games?
Well, as I said earlier, on and off field issues are the thing that can hamper us as well. And that is one of the off the field issue that the person who is responsible for the administrative part of it from the JFF should look into and do their research going forward.
Yeah, Elias is saying, how about a ref from Africa? You know what I mean?
I was going to mention Africa.
Yeah, man, we can go Europe, we don't have to go Africa. We can go Europe, South America.
You understand? We don't even want to mention the Caribbean.
Because
we would be representing the Caribbean right now.
My take on it, Formula Kimo, Eddie. No CONCACAF referee should be refereeing the games them in a CONCACAF. That not gonna make no sense. You understand?
No.
And if it was a Jamaican refereeing over the US anyway and take away that goal, trust me.
Yeah.
Although the reggae boys don't feel it.
We have Stan Cranky here. Once in on a piece of the action. Big up Stan Cranky.
Bless. I think we get a lot of feedback. Someone on the mic.
Yeah. Kima, could you mute, please?
Just put your mute.
So first thing I want to say actually is that I got introduced to Jamaica YouTubers through Sports DTM. Through the whole, it's the first program I saw, and I thought, you know what, maybe I come on and say a few words. So I emailed Sports DTM, said, can I come on and say, no, but with it, guesting. So, but I still give you credit. You introduced me to the program. At least YouTubers. No.
Really?
It was very professional, the response, by the way. Very professional. Whoever responded to me, it's before you guys start dropping your link. You weren't dropping your link.
That's long ago.
But I'm telling you, that's when I got introduced.
Yeah.
Hold on. That's how I got introduced.
Hold on. My apologies. I apologize on behalf of Sports DTM.
No, there's no apology needed. Huh?
Yeah.
All right. Maybe at that time when they give us the email, we're just in a little building stage and we weren't doing any guests or anything like. We were just doing backstage and stuff like that. And then now we expand and stuff like that. We're more into that because we were very careful of how we structured our thing. So let me apologize as well.
Yeah.
Say.
No hard
Let me
feelings.
apologize for that. And you're welcome to come on the show, whether it be a Thursday Night Live or a watch along. All right?
No. I mean, as I said, no apology necessary. It was, as you guys introduced me to these forums because I wasn't unaware of them.
All right.
You're the first program I
okay.
saw on it. It was about maybe back in May or April, somewhere around there. But anyway, it doesn't really matter. I heard you guys talking about the referee. It's very difficult to find, as you know, qualified referees. That's the first thing, right? So the question is, if you're not going to use European or African or Asians, you're only left with South Americans and people in this region. I'm sure they have their games because they're the best referees. I would agree with the concept that it does look a little bit strange if you're using a team which are competing in the same competition and have a vested interest in the outcome of games. I'm not sure the referee was trying to be nefarious in his actions, because if you think about the game, and I've said it before, and I got bottles when I said this in another forum, and it's fine to get bottles. I welcome them. The referee could have called 3 red cards against us in that game, and we barely got to yellow.
On what occasion?
When my friend Haka did a 2-footed jump tackle. I think it was the first time going towards where Antonio
scored. Fair enough.
When Javon Brown made this unbelievable 2-footed tackle, when the player went over him, he didn't really hit him that hard, but he
missed him. That was a yellow. Yeah, that's true.
It was intense sometimes versus, and I think when Lowe missed control like he normally does, and I hate to say this, a ball, and then he had to go in really hard, and it's a follow through, which gets you in trouble sometimes. Even if you get the ball, if you think about Holden more recently for Everton, if you think about even the Pogba tackle, they got the ball, but they also got the man. So if you use those as a basis, he could have given us something much more detrimental to hurt us, and he didn't. Now, I would agree with the whole view, which is the handball is a handball. Now, if you watch American TV, they were saying, well, his hand was tucked in, and it's not an unfamiliar place to have your hand. But if you move your hand towards the ball, there's a difference between my hand is tucked in and I use it to block it.
Move his hand to the play.
He moved his hand towards the ball. Yes. And the goal was a clear goal. I mean, we don't have VAR in this region, or at least where we are, but it's unfair. I mean, every station I've watched, including all the American stations, Paramount Plus, they all agree the goal should have stand. They're not protesting because obviously they're Americans and they're saying they're happy it worked out that way. But there's a consensus the goal should have stand. And if you're CONCACAF, you're Jamaica, you should protest. Now, will anything come of it? I doubt it. But you should protest and basically say you don't want the ref to ref your games again, because it costs us 3 points and probably costs us getting, well, I wouldn't say cost us getting to Qatar, but really affect our efforts negatively to get there.
I think at the end of the window, or at the end of the campaign, we'll be able to look back and say, okay, which game we messed up in the most? Was it the USA game? Was it the El Salvador game? You know, when we're doing our post-mortem. But
we messed up from the beginning of the campaign based on how we source players. We job of sourcing players.
That's true. But Stan touched on a point. I have it actually here on my agenda. VAR. We see it utilized in Europe and all over the world. It's not in our region. You know, should it be? This is the first time we've really been affected by a bad call. And you know, in World Cup qualifications, it's huge. You know, every point matters. Kimo, what do you think about that? Should the region have VAR? Because you know, sometimes with VAR, you know, VAR give it and VAR take it away. You know, so sometimes you might think you get a goal and that's it. You know, roll off. You have to be careful how you celebrate goals and all of that. So what do you think about VAR?
I think VAR for me is very important. You know, when you look back at some of the club games, because I'm an Arsenal fan, I do not be on the good side of VAR most times, but you know, this is the World Cup qualifier, and everyone wants to go to the World Cup. You never might know, one wrong decision could cost you. Just like you guys said, when you look back at the campaign, which one of these games?
We know Porta, yeah.
You know,
Porta. Let me man know Porta. Sorry, go ahead, Kimo.
Yeah. So I think, but I think they said that it boils down to the development or the infrastructure, or maybe the stadiums that we have. You understand? So I don't know. They have to put things. I think CONCACAF have to put things in place for this, knowing how important. Because VAR will be around for quite some time. I don't think this will be changing anytime soon. Maybe for the next World Cup campaign, we will see VAR in CONCACAF for the World Cup qualifiers again.
So, Formula, do you think that the JFF should, invest in other federations, invest in the technical things that is necessary for us to be able to use VAR?
Well, to be honest with you, Eddie, I am all for VAR 100%. I don't have an issue with a goal being taken away from us if it is fairly done, and VAR will facilitate that fairness. What I do have an issue with is if our goal is taken away from us and it was unfairly done and there is no medium to go about correcting that, right? VAR definitely makes the game more just, right? More fair, and I am all for that fairness.
So you got to hear people saying that JFF should appeal the game. I don't know. I've never seen something like that done successfully. What do you think about that?
I wonder.
Should we appeal?
Hold on. I saw something on a website, or somebody sent me something that the match between Brazil and Argentina appealed and they suspended the ref for making some wrong call. A player should get a red card and the referee didn't give the Brazilian the red card. So that referee has been suspended. So I don't know what that's over South America. So I don't know what can come over CONCACAF if we can appeal, you understand, and get that decision. But right there and then you don't say America is much more powerful than Jamaica. So it not gonna really make no sense. And then America not gonna give up 2 points like that because they need them 2 points to like wow. You understand? So I don't think it's gonna go away. So but I will just leave it and just try work for the next game then to come.
Hard pill to swallow, Frankie.
Very.
Yeah.
Very hard.
Look, guys, technology is here to stay. Human beings are fallible. These things will happen. I have some colleagues in the UK when we are doing watch along for Arsenal games. And we have forums with Tottenham fans, and some of them Arsenal fans, Man U fans, they all were adamant before VAR came in. They didn't want VAR. It was not even a dispute about it. They didn't want to talk about it. They thought it was an American thing. They didn't want their country. And now they can't do without VAR. Because what VAR does, because human beings are behind that machine also watching, so they're going to make mistakes still, but they reduce the mistakes. And they also give you different angles because we're human. I was showing the ref the other day, if he had another angle, if he says fear, he wouldn't have probably made a different call. He probably saw the player tilt forward and thought he was pushed. If he got to go to the monitor and view it from different angles, he may make a different decision. So you get to have a hindsight view about the play that transpired, which then allow you to make better decisions because the game is moving quickly most times, and therefore you're going to make mistakes. So look, should we have VAR in the region? I think you should have VAR anywhere in most sports. I mean, tennis has it, the whole concept. Basketball has it. We have it now, and it should be at this level. I'm not sure why you wouldn't have that hindsight view. Doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, and I mean, in big tournaments, definitely. I can imagine probably like a friendly game, you would not necessarily want it. But when you have a Gold Cup competition, a World Cup qualifications, definitely we need VAR in those competitions.
Now, I don't know how expensive the machine is. You got to pay for another referee. Because I know in the lower leagues in England, they're not using VAR because they say it's the cost associated with it.
Because of the expense.
Yeah, because it's probably and in this region, apart from the US and maybe Mexico and Canada, few more countries, we're not all rich, right? We're challenged financially.
And then, as I said earlier, the referees are not qualified. So VAR could actually be worse in this region. We do have qualified refs.
Yeah, I'm not sure why we didn't have VAR though, because CONCACAF must kind of align with FIFA to work something out for VAR to be instituted for all the World Cup games. Because in situations like this where you feel wronged and you have no recourse, it makes it difficult.
Stan, Big Deal was saying that VAR was in the
Gold Cup. That was played in America.
Yeah, I can't recall any VAR decisions. I mean, I was in Orlando for the games. I didn't remember any VAR decisions being made. I can't recall any, frankly. So I'm not sure if it was. I don't remember any. I didn't watch all the games, but I can't recall VAR decisions or they're saying that there was VAR. So maybe there was, but I wasn't aware of it.
But even if that is the
speaking
case,
of mistakes, go ahead, Farmer.
Now I was just saying that even if that is the case, you know, all those games were played in the US, right? These CONCACAF World Cup qualifying games are being played all over CONCACAF, you know, in jurisdictions like ours that is strapped for cash.
So the logistics.
So, yeah.
I mean, you need. Go ahead.
Sorry, I was just going to address the comments. Jermaine was saying, is it for the US to decide or FIFA? I understand that this FIFA is going to decide, but guess what? Remember they say money talk and every other thing? Yeah. And that you have to look for, you know? Money talk. Yeah, money talk. Germany, yeah. I understand what you're trying to say. If they're not going to do it right down the box, money talk. Money talk. Money talk. And watch how FIFA is very... Look how much people are going to jail waiting at the FIFA administration. Past and present. So go, brother.
That's our next story again, Tia.
Yeah.
But going back to mistakes, one Bobby D. Cardova Reid. We want to break down his performance or lack thereof in the game against US at the office. Start with Kimo. Thoughts on Bobby Reid's game.
Okay, so with Bobby Reid, you see from the Gold Cup campaign where he scored that goal, I haven't seen, most of us can attest to this, we haven't seen any better performance from Bobby Reid in a Jamaican jersey. We have seen it when he's playing for Fulham, but somehow when he's here now playing for us, his confidence level is low. And whenever he's getting the ball for us, he doesn't look like the Bobby Reid with the potential that we know of. So basically, and it belongs to the coach as well. When a player like Bobby Reid confidence level is low, you have to try not to push him out there in the 11. Let him see the game on a different level. Let him watch the game on the bench and come on and try to make an impact. Instead of you push him out there when his confidence level is low. So I can't blame Bobby Reid for most of it, just like how we can't blame Aka for being out there in the 11. You understand? The coach should know that his confidence level is low and he should sit on the bench.
Formally, I think Bobby Reid should be a must pick because, you know, once he's there and fit, we notice that Tappa normally playing. What say you?
Must pick in what? The 11 or the squad? I mean, in the 11, no, Bobby Reid right now, I mean, look, on his overall body of work, an argument could be made that, you know, he should be in a Reggae Boy starting 11 right now. But given his recent form for the national team and the fact that it is not the first time he has missed an absolute sitter that could have changed our fortunes in 2 major tournaments. Let's not also forget that the goal that was conceded against us, Bobby D. Cardova Reid. I mean, what the hell is he doing covering?
Yeah, what happened there? What happened? He came across, you know. We think, we'll be shielding the ball or probably kicking it away for a corner.
And he allowed
the attacker to just
go around him and get in front of him.
I suggest the people in the watch and on this panel go and watch the goal again. There are multiple parties to blame for the goal.
True.
Who escorted the man into the box? Where was Damian Lowe? in that
No,
whole.
Damian Lowe.
no, yes.
No.
Damian Lowe was the main
Tiga.
party in a
But I think
Damian
Damian Lowe allowed him to. All right, then Bobby, you get it. You have it. All right, go on, take over.
No, but
And Bobby did that.
to be fair,
That's how I saw it.
To be fair, though, Cranky, I've always said this about Damian Lowe. One of his main weaknesses is that he is dragged out of position too easily, especially in give and go scenarios. Yes, give and goes are very hard to defend against, but he needs to use his footballing IQ and pick up those scenarios far more quicker and not be dragged out, right? But Bobby D card over Reid was the last man back on that play and completely made a hash of it.
So there are multiple parties. There are multiple parties to blame on the goal. Go ahead, Tiga. Go ahead.
Hold on. My assessment of that goal. The Americans, they made an attack, right? And then we defended in somewhat. Then they were in a triangle position and they play a 1-2 ball. When they play the 1-2 ball, the person that scored the goal went before Damian Lowe. Then Bobby come over to cover. So the Bobby and Damian Lowe was the US player was in between them, was a sandwich. Bobby then I try shield the person though, because him reach over now and like Damian Lowe say, all right, Bobby's there, him kind of slow down. You understand? And Bobby start shield the player. The player is much taller than him. Just go around him and just chings the ball to the far corner. You understand? So that is what I'm. All blame is on Bobby because Damian Lowe had the player. Because when they made the 1-2, the triangle, the 1-2 give and go, 1-2 pass and going, Damian come over. But Bobby now coming over, reach before the player. Damian Lowe ease up, and then I don't know what Bobby was trying to do. Kick that ball for a corner or something. Do something with the ball.
Tiga, I'm actually watching the play while you're talking to Tiga. I'm actually watching the play. So you agree? You're right about the one. Wait, I agree about the 1-2. So what happens if they play the 1-2? The player then take a touch. Damian Lowe go towards the player and then back off.
Right.
The player then play the ball around. Bobby Reid, I'm not sure what Bobby was doing. Like he was trying to shield or something. He got around him and got his left foot on the ball. Damian Lowe had the first tackle. He didn't even attempt a tackle. Now, I agree he was close to the edge of the box, and you're very afraid to touch a player can go into the box. Right. But Damian didn't make a tackle. Damian didn't go block. Damian didn't do anything. He just escorted the player in. I'm watching the play right here.
Okay. I'm glad to see someone.
There are multiple parties to blame for the goal.
We agree with you. Damian Lowe shares blame, right? But I think the main party has to be the last man back.
Yeah, because Bobby was in control of the ball. Bobby should have just tapped that ball outside for a corner kick. You understand?
Yeah, I don't know what Bobby was doing, frankly. I don't know what Bobby was doing.
Right. Yeah, he was trying to shield the ball for it to go to a goal kick. But the player was much taller than him. You understand? His legs was much taller than him. So all him doing just go around him. You understand? Just go around him.
No, you know what? I'm watching this again. Tiga, go watch it again. Go on YouTube and watch where Lowe did. Lowe is even more to blame than Bobby. I'm telling you. I thought Bobby just did poorly, but I'm watching it in slow motion. Watch it again.
50-50.
No, Formula. Sometimes we watch things, we just watch it for enjoyment, and then we're watching it to assess it, and then we realized we saw something which wasn't apparent initially.
No, but Cranky, we agree with you. I just said it in a Cranky. It is a weakness of Damian Lowe. He needs to read give and go situations. He needs to start reading them properly and more consistently. It's a weakness of him, something that has led to goals being conceded on us in the past. So I agree with you. It was bad from Damian Lowe, right? But where we disagree slightly is the amount of blame that each of those individuals should take for the goal in question. I would give the edge to Bobby.
I think Bobby was trying to block the player and did a poor job of blocking him.
Yeah, block the player because the player was much taller than him.
Yeah, the player was play around. He's trying to block the player and did a poor job. So look, blame can go all the way around, right? They blow to the blame.
Yes.
So I was at the game. Me and Keterak was at the game, you know, and while Bobby was blocking the player, but wasn't blocking the player with any form of intent. He was slight with how we went by doing the blocking. He wasn't blocking him with any intent, and he gave up easily after the play.
I think he was a little bit befuddled. He seemed a little bit confused in terms of what to do. Do I block him really well? Is the keeper going to come to get the ball? Because the ball didn't have enough pace to go out of bounds. It wasn't even close to going out of bounds. I'm not sure what Bobby was doing. But just talk about Bobby's performance, right? Bobby's performance. Bobby hasn't played well in a while for us. He didn't play well for Fulham. He didn't play well in the Gold Cup. Everyone keeps talking about that goal he scored. And I was at the Gold Cup in Orlando. But he hasn't played well. Now, Bobby doesn't pick himself. Neither does Haka. Neither does some of the players who we believe are not performing well. Mm-hmm. So you can't blame the player for being on the field because he's not selecting himself. You have to blame those in the coaching staff for either informing Tappa or Tappa making a decision of his own volition that this player should be on the field because he hasn't played well. You have people like Jamalo, who really hasn't had a bad game for us. He hasn't necessarily been stellar, but he hasn't had a bad game for us, and he hasn't even got a call in, and Bobby gets a call in. So why is Bobby always playing in the Gold Cup and played the US? Bobby got a sitter on his left foot and did similar to what he did in this game. That ball he passed to the keeper. This one he kicked it over the bar. So Bobby hasn't had the best of times. But I'll say this: the two players, Bobby and Jamaica's favorite, who people think I don't like, who I believe have not produced in a while and have not been held accountable for their performance. They have not. And they always seem to be playing, and other players don't get a chance to play, and yet they don't get the grief. Now, Bobby's getting some grief now, but Bailey hasn't got the same. Now, people say Bailey got grief. No, he hasn't really got grief. But the hope is that those players will come good because we know they have pedigree, they have ability. Right. They're just not playing well. For us, anyway.
Huh.
Bobby, though.
All right,
Bobby.
All right, let's move on from Bobby because Bobby is going to take the whole night. What about Leon Bailey performance? Family, like how you're about to talk, tell us what you think about Leon Bailey performance.
Leon Bailey was poor. Leon Bailey was woeful. He was abysmal. You know, I gave him a pass for the El Salvador game because my reasoning on that was that at the very least he was being double teamed. You know, sometimes he was being triple teamed. That's how bad it was. And I thought that the coach could have done a better job in providing assistance for Bailey, right? In terms of, as I stated, you know, have Fisher overlap, draw one of the defenders off of Bailey, who is, you know, the defender is now forced to track the runner Fisher. So I gave him a pass for the El Salvador game, especially because, in my opinion, you could see it was on the verge of coming out of Bailey, right? I thought he was on the verge of delivering a very good performance in that game, but ultimately he was too isolated on the pitch, right? As were all the players on the pitch, to be fair, and also he was being doubled and triple teamed. So I gave him a pass for the El Salvador game, right?
Okay.
But the America game, man. The America game, he had no excuse. I thought the stage was set for him to perform in this game. For one, we got the ball into our final third with more regularity, far more frequently than we have in any other game in this World Cup qualifiers thus far. Bailey got the ball. I mean, yes, it's not as much as we would like. It's not as much final third action as we would like, but he had a number. There were a number of plays where Bailey had the ball in the final third, sometimes even in dangerous situations. Also in the America game, he was not being double teamed. The reason for that, in my opinion, is because Mikel Antonio was on the pitch. Right? You double team Bailey, you leave space for Mikel. You double team Mikel, you leave space for Bailey. Right? So them can't double team either of them, and them definitely can't double team both of them. Right?
Right.
Leon Bailey had space. He had time and space in this game. And he received the ball in the final third a good amount of times, in dangerous situations a good amount of time, and did absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. He was not as isolated. He had passing options. His passing was exceptionally poor. Couldn't get by a player to save his life. He was abysmal.
Right. Okay. And remember, I'd like to remind everybody you're watching Sports DTM live, Thursday night live. And we have on set Formula Sports. We have Stan and we have Mr. Kimo. We're reviewing the match, the November windows, and we're talking about some players. And if you're just joining, remember to smash that like button. And if you have not joined the DTM family, please do so and click that subscribe button. Kimo, what do you think of Leon Bailey performance against United States?
Well, first of all, we know that Leon has talent, and he already started to show some glimpse of what he can offer in the Premier League already for Aston Villa. But for Leon, for me in that game, because I was at the game, Leon didn't do too much. I was looking for him to maybe take a few shots at goal, a couple of goal threat, a couple of threatening crosses in the box. I didn't see that from him, but I see where he was trying to drive and try to do something. He was fighting for, he was asking for some of the corners to take him, but some of them he took short. But I see even where Antonio was giving him some deliveries and he misread some of them, just like Lamar Walker misread some of the crosses, some of the squares where it came in. I see where he miscontrolled ball that went off his foot and go for a throw, a lot of turnovers. But I mean, we all know he has talent, but we need to start seeing him do well in the national colors. You understand? If I was to rate or grade him, I would grade him under 5 for his performance.
Okay.
Can I say something? Can I say something about Leon?
Hold on, Eddie. We soon get to you.
I'm eager.
Stan, give us don't make it short. Give us your assessment of Leon Bailey.
Yeah, actually, me do the impossible, Tiga, but I'm gonna try.
You're not gonna make it short enough.
So I'll say this, which is, I don't want to talk much about Bailey because I get a lot of grief about my comments on Bailey. I agree with Kimo that Bailey has a lot of talent, but what is very obvious is that Bailey has been very unproductive. I mean, the word woeful, I'm not sure what word you use to describe what Bailey has done for Jamaica in the Gold Cup and in the 2 World Cup qualifiers. I don't have an adjective to describe what he has done because he really hasn't done anything. You can't talk about one he scored 1 offside goal in the Gold Cup, which is a good run on his part, but it was offside. Some people thought it was a goal.
He got the assist for the Flemmer goal.
The Flemmer goal, okay.
Yeah,
well, I think Flemmer created the goal. Flemmer beat man in the box.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to give you credit for when a player beat a man and create his own goal, I'm not giving you assist because you passing the ball. He didn't break down the defense and give him a clear shot at goal. But the problem with Bailey is I watched him up close in Orlando, and I got a lot of grief in Orlando, by the way, because I was shouting for him to be taken off the field. Like, seriously, like loud. Like, I've seen enough. Bench him. He needs to not, you can't be given something when you have deserved it. Now, your performance for your club team should be a way of determining whether or not you should be playing at this level. But if you play at this level and you keep on failing, if you're in the team as another player, what do you say? But the player's not producing, so he's always going to get a chance to produce, even though you know what he can do. When he's not producing at all, he doesn't even look. This is how bad it is. Formula said this. His ability to beat people, we know. He hasn't beat a man yet in the Gold Cup or here in the World Cup qualifier. He hasn't gone by 1 player. And the excuse the Jamaica populace make is, well, he's double teamed. Really? Have you watched football? Most people can dribble, get double teamed. They either play 1-2 and force you to play them one-on-one, or they do something else. He hasn't done anything. So my
that's-
hope is that he goes to Aston Villa.
That's a ready-made excuse.
Yeah, but
If
go to
they
Aston
say
Villa.
that
Gerard
he's
gets
double
him.
team, you should have
Do
seen
something with him,
Antonio.
Gerard, because we need him.
You should
And
have
we
seen
expect.
Antonio.
Here's the bad thing about it, guys. T-Got, Gunnar. We had so much expectation of Bailey and what he's gonna do. We had this view about Antonio, Bailey, a Jamal up front, or a Roof up front, or whoever. It was mainly Antonio and Bailey, and everybody else surround him and give them the ball to go do something with it. Bailey hasn't done anything, so what are we gonna do?
Every time I see Bailey with the ball in
Eddie,
the
take
game,
a
I'm
piece.
like, yes.
I mean,
All right, Eddie,
I'm just gonna talk. I don't care who is watching. I don't care who's watching. Immense talent. We all know what Bailey can do. We've seen it in Europe. But when he puts on that Jamaica shirt, if we're going to be real with ourselves, he has not delivered on numerous occasions. We see him struggle to beat players, as Stan was saying. He's weak as well. He's being bounced off the ball easily, loses the ball, misplaced passes, all over the place. So definitely, he tries doing it. That's the one thing with Bailey. He tries. He's willing to take on a man, and try to make something happen. But something, either him step over the ball wrong, misplaced pass, as I said before, misplaced dribble, trying to do too much. Sometimes I think he can be a little bit more, play a little bit more easy. Do the simple things. He might have an easier pass to his left, and he tries to beat a defender or two. That kind of thing. So, and we get a lot of stick. When Primo came on the show, Primo get a lot of stick when he said that he would not start him against El Salvador. And we know that game went already. Didn't have a good game, Didn't show his class. We see other players showing their class. We want to see Leon Bailey finally stamp and show his class, but we're not seeing it. We're seeing it from Antonio. We saw it in glimpses from Roof. We even saw it from Greg Lay. We see other players in the team doing well, coming in and doing well. But where's our poster boy? Where's Leon Bailey? A lot of talk, a lot of hype, but nothing, no end product. He's not delivering at all. And I'm not saying he should be out of the team. That I reserve that for Bobby Reid. Sorry I missed the convo with Bobby Reid, but I believe Bobby Reid should be out the team, coming off the bench. Leon needs to do better. He needs to improve.
So I'll ask this question.
Hold on. So all right. So when everybody gets a piece of Leon, my time now.
Before you go, Tiga.
Go against Stan. Go.
Here's the one question for you: If Bailey was Jamalo, if Bailey was Roof, and they played 2 full games and played like how he played, what would the Jamaica public say? How would they respond to that? Would they give the same latitude they gave him Bailey?
No, we know the answer to that.
Fair point.
He would be out. He would be shows,
Don't
bring him back.
All right. My time now. So we know the quality of Bailey. All right. When he was we know the quality of Bailey when he played for his club, both clubs, But when he played for Jamaica, it's a different role. We have no midfielders, none whatsoever, to pass the ball to Leon
Excuse.
Bailey.
Excuse. And I keep hearing it. He's double team. We don't have any midfielder. We don't have this. We don't have that.
Now hold on. Let me talk. We see the player of we see Mikel Worth. Mikel, both goal came from, he started to dribble from over the half. Right? The first goal, Taxi kick it out, and get the ball, dribble, muscle a man, and score. You understand? Taxi, Mikel Antonio is more powerful than Leon. The second goal he scored in the stadium, we see that goal. 30 yards.
Leon is more skillful, so what that have to do with
anything?
Hold
on, 30 yards out. When you look on Mikel to Leon, Mikel is more powerful. Leon cannot do that. spank the ball or take the ball from offline. So if we have midfielders providing Leon Bailey with the good pass where he don't have to go way down the back to get the ball and try to dribble up like what Mikel do.
But he plays on the wing, Tiga. Him can always cut
Let
in.
him finish. Can I destroy his argument? Let him finish, Guna. Let him finish.
Yeah, we have see a better Leon Bailey. You understand? That is just my say because Leon Bailey is going far back to collect the ball, then try to come up and try to do something.
No.
You understand?
So Tiga.
Go ahead.
The game Bailey played before the last Aston Villa game. Where did he score his goal from? When he scored the rocket, where he scored it from? Where did he get the ball?
He was almost in the reach 18.
No, he
man. He get it from deep.
No.
He get it from deep.
Yeah, but hold on.
Go look it up.
Hold on. But there was just one player to beat.
Okay,
there was just one player to beat.
But in the America game, there are a number of times when he was 1v1
1-on-1.
Tiga, you had your say.
Never mute you, Tiga.
Hold on. If you play football, listen, if you play football, you understand? And when you get a ball, when you try to win a ball from down your arm and try to dribble up, you lose a lot. You're tired. You can't do as much. Go ahead.
So Tiga, can I get a say? So Tiga, you're typical Jamaican fan who support Bailey. The excuses are in abundance. They come from all angles. You're now saying Antonio showed his quality because he scored 2 goals basically on his own. Bailey hasn't even looked dangerous on his own. He hasn't looked dangerous with help. He hasn't looked dangerous. He hasn't created any situation where he looked dangerous. Tiga, not scoring in a Tiga. He hasn't even looked dangerous. Even when he gets the ball on the wing 1-on-1 and he gets disposed, someone says, you know what? He tripped. His knee hurt. It was hurting him. His ankle hurt. It was the defender holding him. The referee not protecting him. The excuses are in abundance, Tiga. When I was in Orlando, the excuses, my head started spinning because I'm like, guys, stop. We have players who have shown that even when they double mark, even when they triple mark, they can create diversion for their teammates. Or when he gets the ball 1-on-1, he gets disposed all the time. So Tiga, the excuses are too many. Here's the thing, Tiga, objectivity is an imperative for us when we are assessing people and their performance. Please take the bias, and sometimes it's hard for all of us to do, right? We have a favorite player, we make excuses for them. The Bailey excuses have run out. If Antonio did this on his own, look, Antonio's first goal, there were 2 players, One, he shielded off. He had no help for the first goal. 0, and the second one was a different type of goal, right? We won't even talk about the second kind of goal. He just got frustrated because he was getting in the ball and saying, I'm putting my foot through it. But the first goal, where's Bailey doing that in any game? Just making a very good play, setting somebody up 1-on-1 with goal. What has he done?
Even the set pieces, the free kicks. Terrible.
By the way, Tiga.
What? Stan, hold on. Mikel Antonio is a more powerful player than Leon Bailey. You understand? He's more powerful. He's stronger and he's more powerful. Leon Bailey is much quicker than Antonio. You understand? Mikel Antonio is more powerful. So what he did on the first goal, Leon Bailey cannot do that. Turn upon a man and then push him off and then go score. You understand?
I saw man salad Bobby Reid about 3 times, right? On the line.
You talk about Bobby Reid, I'm talking about.
No. I'm trying to explain something to you. I saw man salad Bobby Reid about 3 times and dispose of him, right? And create space and create opportunities for his teammate. Has Bailey done anything like that to create space for his teammate? Has he beat a man, create mismatches, make a true pass, put a cross on a man's head? Tiga, think about it, Tiga. He played almost 2 full games. Antonio played what? About 18 minutes in the first game? And he scored a goal out of nowhere, beating 2 men. And you make an excuse for a man who played 90 minutes, Tiga? Really?
Can I say something? All of Tiga's excuses for Leon Bailey are legitimate for a number of past games. right? Not all, but a number, right? So I understand these arguments where that is concerned. The American game yesterday was the perfect game for Bailey to show his class, right? Bailey had 41 touches in the game. My friend in the comment section, Bailey had more touches than Antonio in the game. That's one. Second of all, as I said before, out of all the games we have played so far in the qualifiers, this is the game where we had the most final third action. Yes, we want to see more final third action, but this game in particular, Bailey had enough touches in the final third, and he had enough touches in in dangerous positions, right? He had no excuse about service. No excuse about service, right? He failed to get by players 1v1, right? And this argument about double team. He was not double teamed in the America game. He was not. He was not. They were never going to double team Leon Bailey in that America game because Mikel Antonio was on the pitch as well. They were never going to double team either. As a matter of fact, it got to a point where they started double teaming Mikel because Bailey was having no impact in the game.
I want to make a controversial statement. Bailey hasn't played better than Haka, you know. Bailey hasn't played better than Haka.
We're going to clip that out. We're going to clip that out.
Bailey hasn't played better than Haka.
Bailey had a lot.
Serious.
Bailey.
No, that's bad. No, that's bad. That's bad.
No, I agree with him. I agree with him. I agree with him.
Bailey had a lot of. He hasn't played better than Haka. I'm telling you.
Bailey had a lot of time and space in the America game. A lot of time and space in dangerous position in the final third. He was not double teamed. And he did nothing. He was poor.
Aka is not playing. Aka is
that was
not
Bailey.
playing.
That was Bailey.
Aka play. If you tell Aka has been hiding. So you can't say Aka play better.
No. Tiga.
For you to go.
Tiga. What was Haka's passing percentage versus Bailey's?
The impact on the game as well.
An impact on the game.
And the American game in particular.
Tiga, we're talking about things where we have the facts, Tiga. This is not guess game, Both you and I watch the game. Do it objectively. Because I'm not a Haka fan, right? But I'm not going to keep on knocking Haka because he get knocked enough. But the Bailey is our star player. And Bailey has been as bad as Haka. He has been better. The only player better than that.
That's true.
Maybe Lamar Walker and maybe
Bailey, Haka, Bobby Reid.
Yeah.
It's facts.
No. Lamar Walker wasn't on the field. So we had 10 people. So I'm not going to say we had 10 people. Lamar Walker wasn't playing. It
was very harsh for Tappa to put.
He was marking the center back. He was marking the center back all game. He got his instruction wrong. I hate to say that. But he wasn't playing. But T-Gat, be fair, T-Gat, though. You know what you do, T-Gat? Do like I do sometimes. You know what I do? I watch the game for fun initially. Then I watch the game to analyze it, to really see what didn't I see when I was just having fun. Because I'm following the play like a fan. I'm emotive in the game. Watch it as an analyst, and you'll see things you didn't even realize transpired in the game. You'll see formation shift. You'll see strategy in the game. You'll see overlapping take place. You'll see center midfielder covering for their left or right back, and we play inverted like how we play at Arsenal sometimes, changing formation. All that becomes apparent. It does not come apparent when you're watching it for fun. So
and the same goes when you're watching it live. I was at the stadium and I can see clearly where Haka was hiding. Moments you see him literally hiding behind a defender. He have opportunity to break free and show himself for the pass, and he chose not to.
No, go
players attacking him. He does not want to put a tackle in. I know he had that early yellow card, but he just wanted to come out of that game. He was just running around, not doing anything. And when you're at the game, you're able to pick up certain things. You're able to watch a certain player for long periods and see what they're doing. When you watch it on TV, you have to just follow the cameraman.
Yep.
So you have to look at this.
We beat Bailey enough. I would have beaten Bailey enough because I'm getting a lot of grief about this now. I'm getting sensitive to the grief I'm getting because I'm calling him out because I expect my stars to produce. In any team you have, think about your favorite Premier League team. If your star is not producing, they get a lot of stick. They get the most stick because they're the ones with the great expectations.
Women understand formula. In the
Big up Dre for the super chat.
Dre, big up yourself. Big up yourself, Dre. Big up yourself, my brother. Big up yourself. In the El Salvador, we all said Bailey play good. You understand? We all said Bailey play good. You understand?
No. Tiga qualified a statement.
No.
He played
better than he had in previous games.
But I wouldn't.
He played slightly better, but still poor.
Still poor. You said before, Stan. You said before people have favorite player, and listening to you, I know that Bailey is not one of your favorite. You understand? Me know that Bailey is not one of your favorite. We all know that. By listening to you,
Jamaica,
how you talk,
you know, Tiga,
you understand?
You know why I watch Aston Villa? You know why I watch Aston Villa? You know why I watch
Aston Villa? I don't know if you watch Aston Villa.
No, you know why I watch? I'm telling you why I watch them.
Because of Bailey.
Arsenal.
Because Bailey has joined them. I watch them now. I used to watch them because what's his name plays center forward. Yeah, Jamaican heritage. He's now playing for England. I used to watch them when Grealish was there, but it wasn't the focus of mine.
Do you watch Derby? Do you watch Derby?
I don't watch Championship ball that much, you know. I'm an elite.
You need to watch Derby.
It's elite.
In freeze.
Yeah, man. So as I said before, a person should, stop giving these excuses for Leon Bailey, because we see the likes of other players.
It's not
we see other players don't get that room.
Oh, hold on.
They play one game or half a game and they're out the team. And Amari Bella Wizarding should not come back. So and so should not come back after one or two games.
No, Eddie, it's not excuse. You see this go right into the point that we're going to talk about, Fabula. Which position we need to improve on? All right? Which position you think we need to improve on? Go ahead, Fabula.
I'm gonna answer that question, but can I just say one little final thing on Bailey before I answer that question?
Oh my God! Why do you take final thing? Never gonna defend Bailey.
Yeah, man, just finish him off. Finish off Bailey.
No, man.
A panelist on my show a couple lives ago said that big up CC. He said that Leon Bailey cannot continue to start just because his name is Leon Bailey. I'll leave you with that one. But
that's foolishness. That's crap.
But that is why he's starting.
No. You know why I said that crap? You know why I said that crap? You know why I said that Leon Bailey agent or Leon Bailey stepfather, I get the most fight right now. So them not ready to kick out Leon Bailey out of Jamaica reggae boy side just like that if him not perform. So don't come with that.
No, the public
the public are going to riot. The public are going to riot.
The public not on board with that, Tiga.
Oh God, no. Everybody knows that Craig Butler is not a fan favorite. Everybody know that. So I leave you with that.
He's not a JFF fan favorite.
All right. So,
make an answer Tiga question now.
Which position we need to improve on?
Well, the coaching position for starters is definitely one that needs to be improved.
We're going to get there soon. That is in the next segment.
The number 6 position is still an issue for me. As a matter of fact, in particular, the deeper line midfielders that we have been using is an issue for me. One, because of the selection, right? And two, selection in terms of in the squad and also selection from the standpoint of the starting 11. So that's one issue for me. The right back issue was always an issue. We had the right back in the team. He's by far above and beyond the best right back. For some, Tappa, I don't know if Tappa watching Vancouver Whitecaps games. I don't know.
Cable.
I don't know if Tappa is watching the MLS, because me see the two man them where Tappa keep on a player up bench in the MLS, and the one who is starting in the MLS and doing very well and is above and beyond our best and most complete fullback, Tappa have him on the bench. Finally, again, by the way, just quickly, this doesn't make no sense. Javian Brown wasn't. He started the America game, but initially wasn't even picked in the squad. And I know, like said, him replaced the right back.
Exactly. It just goes to show the thought process.
It don't make no sense. You start him in one of the two games in the window, you know. You start him in one of the two games in the window. But initially, you never select him. And I know, like say, him replace a right back.
Yeah.
John,
when DTM was picking the starting 11, we didn't put him just because of that.
Formula Eddie, stick to the question and then
yeah man. Sorry.
We need to improve.
Yeah. So the deeper line midfielders, in particular the number 6 position, hopefully, you know, we continue to start Javian Brown. I would like to see some depth where that is concerned as well, in terms of improvement on Alvas Powell and O'Neal Fisher. I personally would prefer Wes Harding in the squad. I know people would have issues with that. They say he's not prolific going forward, but that's fine. I'm not going to knock anybody's argument where that is concerned. I just think he's, in my humble opinion, he showed me enough for rather I'm in the championship going forward from an attacking perspective.
Grant is in every position.
No, the main issue, 6, the deeper line, the 6, the right back. Hopefully that's sorted with Brown. Tappa's selection for the wingers in recent times though has been a bit short. We have not had sufficient coverage in the wing position. Number 10 position as well from a depth standpoint, Tappa has not been. Is the selection really, no? Is the selection. So, I mean, I don't know. Those are the positions that I think we need to have better selection on. Wingers, 10, deeper line, especially the 6 and the right back.
Exactly. What changes you want to see?
Okay.
Yeah.
In the different positions.
Okay, so I just need to see a balance. And whenever the squad is picked, most of us have our favorite players, but as long as we're seeing the balance, we're seeing player that can replace player for each position that we want to see. That we don't want to see any makeshift, because we have enough players to choose from, whether it's UK based, yes, or players playing in the United States, in the USL or the MLS. We have that. You understand?
Yeah.
Just like Formula said, what is the thought process with Javian? But position that I think we can improve on. I mean, the forward line is not bad. There's still a little bit more work and confirmation to be done where the defense is concerned, because there's no way the squad can be picked and Ethan Pinnock is not injured and he's not in the team. You understand? But the midfield, for me, the midfield, I need the midfield to be sorted out. We need, when we have the strong players that should be starting in the midfield, they should be on the field and not off the field. We can't have better quality players for the CDM role and for the attacking and for the CM role. And when you look out there, you're going to see guys like, you're going to see Haka out there. That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make sense for me.
Okay,
party. Now
stand your back. Yeah, stand your back.
Yeah, I apologize. I unplugged my computer because my fan running high and
respect Jay.
Conked out.
Yeah,
you were
saying. I understand. We were saying which position need to be improved.
Our belly, our stomach is weak.
Okay.
We need people in the middle of the park, right? We do have, look, I think Ravel and McGee should be the 10s. I don't think that's in dispute. We need CMs. We have Stewart. We have Cousins. We got to go source good CMs. And we need people on the wing who can actually create mismatches. And we have done none of that. When have you seen our wingers go by a defender and create opportunities for a center forward or for a 10? In any game, since apart from Flemo beating a man down in Florida and scoring a goal, one of our wingers created anything, whether it's Turgot, whether it's Bailey, whether it's Bobby Reid,
Corey Burke.
Corey Burke is a different type of player. Corey Burke is a fullback, American football player. who try to run through people. That's not what we're looking for. We're looking for people who are creative, who can bamboozle defenders and create opportunities for their teammates, and that's not happening. So the middle of the park, because Haka is not the solution. Grant doesn't have the legs. Grant's a good player. He filled up the box score, but he doesn't have the legs. His legs are gone.
He needs help.
You need legs in your midfield, and you need competence in your midfield. Legs and the ability to keep the ball and move the ball. We don't have that.
We do have a midfield, you know, and when I watch a game, it's very sad to see that. Imagine Andre Blake has the ball and he's looking. Nobody to pass. There's nobody dropping for the ball. There's nobody showing. So what him do? Give it to Nana. Nana go long. When he kicks it out of bounds, or he kicks it to
turnovers.
It's a turnover. So that's our attack. Turnovers. That's us building from the back. Imagine.
Yeah,
he should work on his delivery. The keeper should work on his delivery somewhere.
So maybe somebody can explain this to me, because I haven't seen Lamar Walker play that. I watched him at Gold Cup. He didn't get a lot of time. Right? I try to watch players up close and personal, because as you said, Gunnar, TV sometimes is challenging to really see the game really well. And if you go to the game, you actually shouldn't sit at sideline, which is one level up, so you can look down and view the entire field and you see how things are being maneuvered. I don't see how Lamar Walker plays over McGee, for example. I just don't see how that occurs. I'm not sure what Lamar brings that McGee doesn't bring. Now, McGee is challenged defensively, but Lamar wasn't defending anything. So when I say he's a more rounded player, and that's the rationale as to why he plays, I didn't see anything going forward. I didn't see anything defending. So what are his attributes that differentiate him from McGee, why he'll be selected instead of McGee in the 23?
It's a good question. But for me, I think Walker is a runner. He runs with the ball well. That's the only difference I can say.
You want to answer that? Stan, you want to answer that? Why Lamar Walker get picked and McGee is not there? You want me to answer that?
Yes, Craig Butler.
Let me answer that. Craig Butler. Formula, I'll leave you with that one. Craig Butler.
Come back with that.
but it is said.
All right, we heard some news. There was a meeting last night between the technical committee and some persons did some voting. So we had 7 members, 5 voted to let go Tappa. 2 said to keep it. We've heard numerous reports. Tappa was out, now he's in and out, shaking all about. What's the situation? What's going on? According to the president, My Crickets, he still has his job. So we're working with that for the meantime. Kimo, what do you think about this saga that's going on? For me, I think this is just another Elaine Thompson situation. The information came out too early, and JFF wanted to deny it, because I think that Tappa heard the news same time with the public, and that's very bad. And we've talked about the communication in the JFF. Something like that has to be in-house. For one, I don't think everybody should know that there was a meeting. Keep that to yourself. You do the meeting, you go through your process, and you make your call.
Hold on. Eddie,
but everything is out in the public.
All right, let me just interject something right here. Views expressed by Eddie Gunnar is not necessarily of the sports.
Listen to me. What me say wrong?
Because, hold on. Reason why I said that. Everybody know that there was going to be a meeting at 7:30 yesterday. Everybody know.
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock. Everybody know. Because when you say a while ago, Tappa never know, but everybody knew that there was a meeting.
No, what I'm saying, so I said Tappa knew the news same time, and everybody knew it. I think that was wrong. If a decision was made, Tappa should be the first person to know, not everybody else, not the public.
Nobody. Let's say this. Nobody from the committee come out and say anything. Did anybody from the committee? Anybody
run with it? Because everybody want to go to market with the news first.
Exactly.
Everyone first to be breaking the news. You confirm your sources, as you know in the media, and if the source says yes, and it's a reliable source, you're going to break the news. Now, the protocol with Cataract in another program last night is right, which is if the meeting was at 8 by the technical committee to then make a recommendation, how could it that the news broke before then that is going to happen? Because even technical committee recommendation was for him to be terminated, the executive body still had at their discretion to whether or not to accept the recommendation and execute on it or not to do so. So like Rickett said today, and he's being agnostic about somebody saying, you know, I'm not aware of this, nothing has been done. And he's right, because they haven't made a decision yet. He said they haven't received the recommendation. So I had the view, which is, if the media says it happened, then someone in the JFF on the technical committee says, you know what, we have enough votes for us to say he should be fired.
Here is another possibility that could have happened, right? I was a Nationwide News, a journalist from Nationwide News. I don't remember who it was, what's the name of the individual, right? I don't remember. Top journalist, though. He had a recorded...
Apka?
Yeah, I think I saw him name.
Yeah.
He had a recorded conversation with the president, Mr. Ricketts, right? And he asked him, by the way, if you notice, you know, he actually called him back, you know. If memory serves me right, you know, he called him back, you know. He didn't ask it the first time around, you know. If memory serves me right, I'm open to correction on this one.
No, he did call him back.
He called him back to ask him, by the way, what is the procedure? It could be a case where the media in ignorance got the news that the recommendation was to 1, fire, and 2, appoint X, Y, and Z, and they ran with that as being the final decision on the matter, not realizing
a little bit too early.
Exactly that, you know, it has to be taken to the board, and they are the ones who have the final say. So it's actually a recommendation and not a final decision. That could be an issue as well. But one of the things that really strike me as odd, though, is where the hell did this name Ricky Hill come from? Like, which part is that?
Who the hell is Ricky Hill?
Yeah. Is that them just abracadabra the name out that in here? Because now we know it is being reported.
Keep on mute.
Now it is being reported by the same news outlets that is actually Paul Hall was the individual who was recommended by the technical committee to, you know, take the place of Tappa, you know, should he go. So that's my thing. This whole thing is just, it don't make sense.
I think they just throw out a name, Ricky Hill, just to test the waters, you know, see how the fans would respond. And then later on in the day, you heard that Paul Hall.
Those names can't just come from left field like that. That's a name we all had no idea about. Somebody told someone something. Somebody reliable mentioned that. And I know Ricky has come out and says that, you know, that's fake news. But what are they supposed to say? Yeah, it's real news.
Yeah.
You'd be amazed how those things work. Some people should get, you know, you should get fired for breaching confidentiality. If you have an organization, the information is confidential and it gets breached, you should find a culprit and fire them.
Cranky, to be fair, do you know, my friend? To be fair, he never had to answer the tweet, you know. He never had to answer it. So I find that strange as well that he answered it. He could have ignored it and left it alone. Nobody would have thought anything of it whatsoever if he had just ignored it.
Big up the person who found Ricky Hill on Twitter.
Yeah, man. Because I was searching for him on the respective social media platforms.
I couldn't find him.
Trust me, I could barely find anything.
Right, somebody need to move them back. Stan,
mute Stan.
So I was playing the TVJ. I was hoping you guys would hear it. He said they came to understand that his tenure will come to an end. Meaning somebody informed TVJ that they're going to make a decision about Tappa. Right? They didn't say Tappa. What they basically said was they've gotten information which suggests so. Obviously, the information was not right that it should have been. That's why you hear me playing it. I was hoping that it would come across, but it doesn't. But that's what I'm just playing the replaying this again. So,
but
you can't blame the media for that.
The big question now: Tappa stand a chance? You know, what do you think? Will he definitely get the boot? or there's a slim chance that it just might stay. The fact that it's being stretched out like this. We saw when what's name? The Baker man.
Who
President
Captain Burrell?
Captain Burrell. He never itched when it comes to firing coaches. And we see a long delay now from the JFF.
Yeah, but he was addicted, right?
Is there a chance now
for
for
them all in the airport? Big legendary coach in a
Yes.
fire them in our airport.
Yeah, but you got to think about it this way, guys, which is no one has the autonomy and wield the power that Burrell did, right? They have a process. That's why they have a more democratic process.
Go to the board.
They may not appreciate this method and what method he employed to terminate coaches, so they change the process. And the process is still flawed in some respects.
That's it. Cranky brought some of his fans over here. He's like Gita, Narayan. Yeah, we take this time to, big up everybody watching 262 in the house. Smash that like button if you're new around here. Subscribe to Sports DTM. Also subscribe to the Formula Sports over there on YouTube. So he's doing good stuff over there as well. Let's jump back in the comments now.
Yeah, there's a lot of comments. Comments team are not putting up. Let's big up some of the people them. Eddie.
Yeah, bad. Big up Richard Stevens.
Yeah. Yep.
Fabian Foley said Tappa stay, there's no chance for Qatar.
Well, we all can go to Qatar, You can buy your plane ticket and go watch the teams playing there. I don't think you're gonna get
Ashanti
15 or 18 points of the paint. I'm not that optimistic, actually.
Big up Brian. Brian, is this Shatter? It's look like Shatter, no?
It's Shatter.
Yeah. It's Shatter. Brain Drain, big up yourself, aka Shatter. Let's see what he's saying.
Big up yourself, Brain Drain. Big up yourself, sir. Respect.
Players love him. Not lost in the last 4 games. Wait, that's another topic to Shatter.
Wait. I think Shatter should know that what does 3 draws equate to? 2 losses. If you had a point to get 9 points, you get 3 points. That means you lost 6 points. 3 draws is not a good outcome.
But the thing about it, guys, is not only about. I mean, yes, the results is one thing. The results have been poor from the start of the qualifiers. 1 win in 8 games, and 1 win in over 10, if I'm not mistaken, over 10 games. So the results have been poor, no doubt about it. Even pre the goal, even pre the qualifiers. My thing though is the team does not even look like they're going to get a win.
Yeah.
The basic fundamentals are lacking, right? From a coaching standpoint and how he's setting up the team on the pitch. And it is showing in the performances. They are poor, exceptionally, against even inferior opposition.
So I think the coach doesn't realize that even though Grant has played well in general overall, but if I have 2 players who are 70 plus years old in my midfield against 23-year-olds, or if I have players playing against people who keep the ball really well, like the Latin American teams do, then the question you ask yourself is, what are you thinking? If I have a situation where I'm not creating any opportunities for my forward, they got to go score goals on themselves. Think about the goals we have scored, right? 1 goal came from Taxi. 1 was a defender heading the ball down, and 2 was Antonio scoring on his own, and 1 was Fisher scoring. Nobody's setting up people to score goals. The only player we had could do this in this window was Ravel, who can make a ball between a center back and a left or right back to split the defense, right? Or is comfortable on the ball. So why would you make the decision to play people who are not going to give you the best chance to win? I don't understand the logic.
Right.
We're answering Travis. Well, on the Tiga, Travis, the reports came out that on the news today that at least 7 players wanted Tappa to stay. And he wants to know the 7 players. For me, I think one of them obviously is Damian Lowe. He had came out in the past, bigging up Tappa, telling how much he rates Tappa as a coach. So I would say Damon Lowe. Well, Aka, definitely Aka.
Ravel.
Powell. Look, the Ravel thing, I don't want to put Ravel in that 7 because they just had a bust up the other day. So I don't know how come all of a sudden he's defending Tappa. So I'm not going to be so quick to put Ravel in the 7. But the core players, Blake.
Eddie, where you? You make up 7 players,
Taxi.
Eddie?
That's what I think. The man asked me what me think. No, him asked me what me think. I don't know the 7 for sure.
Tegan and Eddie. You know that when McGee was interviewed on coach's desk, he talks about who he communicates with. Who do you communicate with? He communicates with Paul Hall.
Yeah.
So does all the British players. They communicate with Paul Hall. They have no communication with Tappa. Zilch. Which, if you're a manager for any company, any people in your workplace, any situation in life, don't you communicate with your staff? Do you communicate with your players, with your product? Don't you communicate with? How does that work? That doesn't make any sense. Because how are you going to be in a relationship with them? You're going to be able to give them instructions. Hemo, you need to mute.
Yes, a good 7.
Give them instructions?
Good 7 by Dre. Dre saying Lowe, Blake, Taxi, Fisher, Aka, Powell, and Flemings. Yeah, that pretty much. Yeah, pretty much.
If you notice at the game, man, them no rate Tappa.
When we play against Costa Rica, for example.
No, but remember that's an opinion, Formula, opinion that,
Me know. I do think that some of the overseas UK.
Stan.
Like Fabian Mariappa.
I think Grant seems to be loyal to him as well.
But we are all guessing here. I think the news report should have just stated the 7 players and done. What's the secret?
Stan.
Yeah, Tiga.
On the point that you're saying that nobody communicate to Tappa.
No, I say overseas.
You know that you have some. Hold on, if they say in the workplace, say you have train of command where you have to go to somebody to get to somebody to get to somebody. You know that. Why is that? Why don't think is that set up in the this is my opinion. Why don't think is that set up? Why don't think is that set up?
The head coach
don't directly. Tappa don't have to directly talk to the players.
No,
come on, so Tappa is who?
Formula, he said cranky.
Got you.
So Tiga,
well,
if you notice
Stan, cranky. Well, let me finish. They did an interview with Ricketts and them asked Ricketts if him talk to the player. And Ricketts said he have not talked to the player for quite sometimes. But he did talk to them. So same thing with Tappa. I'm just saying.
He said prior to the qualification.
So Tiga,
that's different.
Wait. The man said cranky. What you need cranky formula? Hey, Tiga, have you played sports? You play football? You play football?
Play sports, of course.
So your coach will speak to you. The coach will speak to you.
You know my name. You know my name.
But Tiga.
Just one. I'm just you one player. I'm just like my cousin and 7 years.
Does your coach speak to you? I'm asking you a question. Does your coach speak to you? They use a chain of command to speak to you, or they speak to you directly? He wants to do something, talk to you directly.
But the thing about but the setup that I was in, the setup was if you know about the Jamaican setup with football, we don't have that setup that we have technical director, I have this, I have that. No, you don't have that. You just go straight to the coach. You understand? You go straight to the coach.
That's the point.
You don't have nobody. The coach is the president. The coach is the doctor. The coach is the technical team. The coach is everything.
Exactly.
Wrong, am I right?
Exactly. Okay. Exactly. So you go to the coach because I'm everything. In Tappa things, though, it's totally different. So Tiga,
Tappa thing total. You have players that can go through.
So Tiga, after the Costa Rica game,
coach. Yeah.
So Tiga, listen, man. You know, have you said Tiga after the Costa Rica game, Tiga, there was a conversion of people. You guys don't watch nuances in games, you know. Or you go to the goalkeeper, you watch Tappa and how he moves. There was Blake, there was Taxi, and there was Lowe, and there was Tappa in that mix, just like a player engaging with them. He wasn't talking to any English players, because you know what? He never talks to them. He can't have a conversation with them. He can't engage them. He can't even tell them about what they do or don't do. Maybe in the team room when they talk about strategy, he may provide perspective, But other than that, he's built no rapport with your players. As a coach, what you do, you want to motivate your people. If you manage people, T-God, and if you're a manager, you want to motivate your staff. You even have skip level meeting, which you know what, T-God, Formula person T-God, I'm going to talk to Formula directly. I don't know how T-God is managing Formula. I have to get that insight myself. I can't wait on T-God to tell me. Because T-God can manage me. He may not be managing Formula well. Coaches do that, T-God. They're managers. He's not even a coach. He's a manager. You manage. You don't have a situation where you delegate everything. You manage, T-God. Tappa doesn't talk to the British players. Only Paul Hall does that. Tappa doesn't talk to McGee, who's a local developer. So the excuses doesn't fly for me. It doesn't fly.
You hear that?
Say that again?
Right. Kima, welcome back.
I remember they were talking to Tappa. I think it was before the El Salvador. And they were set up, the team was set up in three phases. And everybody was doing a little thing and then they come back and report to Tappa. So I guess them have this kind of setup where they do them thing and they report to Tappa.
So T-God, if I say come play for me, if I call you England.
You remember that interview?
Yeah, but T-God,
Google that interview.
So T-God, this is the question, T-God. If you're a player, if you're Antonio, right? And the country when you come play for them, you're a star. Who you want to talk to? The assistant coach or the coach? Who do you want to talk to? Yes, star. T-God is a star. Major League, one of the top scorers in the Premier League. Who you want to speak to? The assistant coach or the coach? Who you want to talk to, T-God? I'm giving you Antonio. Ah, okay.
Coach.
He doesn't talk to T-God. He talks to Paul Hall. That's my point.
Stan, Cranky. As I say, we don't know what type of setup them have. You understand? You can't come and bash the setup, but you don't know what type of setup.
That's what the players say. That's what the
players say. Is what them afraid of Tappa? Kima, what you think is the problem? Why the players can't go directly to Tappa, or they're unwilling? They rather go to the assistant coach. What do you think is the problem there?
Maybe it boils down to how professional Tappa go by his business. You understand me? Tappa doesn't seem like the person that anyone can come to by his appearance.
He's not a people's person.
Judging. It's not appealing. Maybe it's not appealing. He doesn't look appealing like, coach, what's this, our coach? Tappa doesn't look like the kind of coach that, yes, now it's game time, now it's training time. Oh, this is a little recreational time. I'm here with my players having a one-on-one conversation. So you like it? Or you like it here, Mikel? Or you like it here, with the other players? Try to get to know them on a different level. And that's how you're gonna build that kind of bond with your players. That's how the other kind of leadership is gonna come in play whenever they're out there on the field and you're gonna try to send a message to them. They're gonna even take it more serious. So Tappa doesn't do that.
As a coach, you want your players to run through. As a manager, you want players to run through a big wall for you. You want them to be loyal.
Yeah.
Your entire team, not certain players, the entire team.
Cause I can tell you though. Leon Bailey hasn't been under the wings of Dean Smith for long, and I'm not at Aston Villa, but you can feel the energy.
You see the connection. That's true.
The connection with Dean Smith and Leon. You understand? And that can boil down not to just yes, he's that kind of person, because maybe it can also boil down to the the psychological part of it, that listen, we're dealing with players, human beings, regardless of them playing football. And if you don't let them can comfort your players and let them can come to you and be that role model, you understand, that father figure, you understand me? Yeah, it's things like that. So it's not like, hey, I'm the coach and the coach must not rub shoulders with the players unless it's work game time or training time. Serious familiarization. Maybe he's saying he's not the kind of coach to familiarize, let the player familiarize too much with him. So when he wants the job to be done out on the field, then it can cause a problem. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just thinking based on Tappa. Tappa is a hard man to figure out. He's very vindictive.
Yeah, but Chemo is very comfortable with certain players, and he's very familiar with certain players, and he converses with certain players. That much is obvious. It's not a situation where he's not conversing with every player, right?
Yeah.
And in any situation in life, if you see the person in authority having a relationship with someone and you can't get that same access, it's not a good feeling. Everyone wants access to that person who's making the decision making.
When the game finishes, he automatically goes to some of the local born contingent. Eddie, could I just say one thing quickly off topic?
Yeah, man.
I see Ethan and Ryan in the comment section saying that Formula you always bias against them. You said they are a failure on your own channel. The person is referring to the UK born players that I'm against them. My friend, my favorite reggae boys are Marlon King and Joby McAnuff. I give objective, critical analysis. Sometimes people hear you say one thing negative. One time they listen to your channel, they hear a negative thing.
Yeah.
You say about the UK, all of a sudden you're biased against the UK.
Yeah.
I beat everybody. I don't care about which part you're born, which part I give critical analysis. I just don't beat Bailey. I just don't praise Antonio. I do a video of praise Antonio and I beat Bailey. Come on.
Big up Shatter for another super chat. Yeah, man. Enjoy you guys being here with us, you know. Everybody big up on yourself.
But guys.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think if we just pick a strong 11, I'm not talking about quota system right now. A strong 11, and a strong 11 does not mean that we're gonna see the same 11 that we saw in the game, in a previous game, that we're gonna see. But we're not talking about 6, 7 changes, 2 or maybe 3 the most. You understand? And which, even if we make 3 changes, it still is equivalent to a strong 11, and not 11 that why is this man in the team? You understand? And we need that going forward for those next 6 games.
All right,
speaking everyone like a
we should not be in this position. It is not forgivable to be in this position, given the quality we have at our disposal. We have a ton of people who migrate from Jamaica, who have kids, who play football, who are at a very good level, who could help us qualify easily. We have not done a good job of pursuing them, of sourcing them, of bringing to the program. We create diversion and situation within our own community about who both locally versus overseas. And this is the end product you get from this, which makes you have an objective, which is to get to Qatar, and we're defeating ourselves. The opponents don't need to defeat us, we're defeating ourselves. And we won't get to Qatar because we weren't well organized. The planning was poor, the administration was poor, the coaching was poor, and frankly, the players who are the product haven't played as well as they can. So,
and then, Sir Cranky, it was too late for us to start thinking about investing and try finding these local based players. You understand? While we are connecting the dots with these overseas players, I should say UK-based players, then we could be trying to source younger talents for the next World Cup. You understand? Instead of just saying that we're gonna do this, work out a quota system and all, because we all know, and it's fair, we don't have enough quality players playing in the Premier League or National Premier League. So therefore, we have to now start sourcing the younger ones coming up. We know the COVID and all the stipulations for the past maybe going 2 years now. Certain things have hampered the development, but now that things is you're just kind of seeing the light. With the persons that are responsible for the JFF, they should now start searching for younger talents.
Big up Tennessee.
You understand? Searching for younger prospects. And we're supposed to start looking and not only be waiting on players from just the senior level, but what about the under 20 level? Looking for younger players, local that is playing in England as well. So just the same, we don't want them to even have a quota system. We don't want that's the time now where we're gonna have get these players from a younger age playing for us instead of getting these guys when they are 27, 28, 29. You understand? When
Or
they
38.
are 38. You understand? No, we will be getting them from early, where they will be already used to our culture. You understand?
Yeah.
And have a more choice of saying, listen. And I mean, there's a big point with having whatever Mikel Antonio does after this, after this year, as the year go along, or for the rest of the season, will have a lot of impact on the other players that actually wants to come play for Jamaica. You
I mean, when the
understand?
narrative wasn't that great when Antonio played against Panama, if
Mhm.
you read the narrative, if you listed the narrative subsequent to
Mhm.
that game, and if you hear the coach talk about this is not a one-man team when he was first coming in, and some of the negative perspective that's provided, it didn't encourage anyone who wasn't born in Jamaica to come and play for Jamaica. In fact, it was a detriment versus something where you're
And
trying to embrace.
It
Right.
was
and
a
see,
disgrace from the Jamaican footballing status quo. The
Yeah.
but
criticism, the bias, the bias tone of the criticism
okay.
following the Panama game. It was an absolute disgrace, and anybody who knows jack about football knows that the coach was the number one individual to blame for that
And
shambolic performance.
and that's one of the main reasons for me if the coach, I'm not happy if someone loses their job. You understand me? I'm not gonna celebrate too much, but I mean this is a national team and this is football and we all have a lot of passion. We as fans even bear these disappointments even more because we're spending our money going to this game, making a lot of sacrifices, being on the show each night, sharing our thoughts. So having a manager or a coach like Whitmore with his kind of mind frame and how we see things, it's I don't think that's what this team needs. You understand? And he's a guy that doesn't think before he talk. He talk. Then I don't know if he think at all. So whenever he's being interviewed, some of the things the coach says some of the time, I'm wondering if this man, which is a no-brainer, is the man that is right for the job. You understand? I think
Yeah.
we need someone that is more professional, knows how to handle itself in an interview, and it spells good for players to come or who is
Yeah.
considered coming. You understand? And the longer a person like Tappa is going to be at the helm, for other persons that's looking in on the outside, it would spell bad. You understand? For them to actually want to come under his management, because I can, for me, I know some of the players, whether UK based or whether local based, doesn't accept all the traits that Kappa comes with. You understand? So, I mean, we need someone more professional, someone that when he lays down whatever he wants for the team, it's something that the country or the fans will fight for and will accept. You understand? It's not
Mm.
just, you understand? So yeah, we need that. I don't think Tapa actually understands. He's still learning. I think he should go back to the drawing board if he does lose his job tomorrow morning. We wake up Tapa out and it's a fact. He should go back to the drawing board and try to improve on himself and watch some of these videos where he messed up and try and come again. But
Okay, lads.
stay away from the JFF football team.
Yeah. All right, lads. We're going to close up this Tappa segment. Say tomorrow we hear the news that he's officially been sacked. I'm going to ask one question: yes or no? Paul Hall, Pigat, are going right across the board. Paul Hall in, yes or no? If we hear that Tappa is out tomorrow.
Yeah, it has to be Paul.
Yes.
Want somebody that already know the players them. Yeah, it has to be Paul.
Pamela.
I mean, right now, common sense will tell you that he is probably the best option, right, in terms of within the context. I mean, I still have my question marks around Paul Hall, but right now it is looking like he is the best person.
Right.
Kima?
Well, but for me, common sense, and one of the best thing to do. We don't want to take someone else that doesn't know anything about this team to throw them in the fire right now. That Tappa leave behind. You understand? So I'll say Paula, he knows the team. I wouldn't want someone to just come in and make a lot of changes. Basically, know that the team is actually drilling and players is getting used to each other. Maybe one and two changes, but no, Paula would be good. I'd accept seeing Paula at the helm than someone new.
Cranky?
I don't know how much influence Paul Hall has with Tappa. He's tainted by the relationship. Then I struggle with, should that person assume the reins? Addition by subtraction, anybody's better.
People in the comment section, let me know what you think. Let us know. If Tappa goes tomorrow, who do you want to see? Ricky or Paul? Ricky Hill or Paul Hall? Drop it in the comment section. And remember, like and subscribe if you're new. All right.
Certainly not Ricky Hill. Certainly
not Ricky. All right. Jamaica now sits 6th in the table, 7 points after 8 games. Want to know if the campaign is over. I know mathematically we're still in it. Surprisingly, also the JFF also voted on whether they should continue to try to qualify for the World Cup. And I found that very strange. 6 persons voted yes, we should try. 1 person said no. I don't think that any federation should be voting on stuff like this. When you talk about the integrity of the competition, we don't want anybody to tank. So, so what do you guys think about that? Is it over? Was it right for the JFF to even consider, giving up at this stage? Because they voted on it, so it must be a consideration for them.
So I think the reason why someone may have voted no is you're thinking about the cost benefit of pursuing the World Cup qualification, right? They're thinking it's going to cost us money. You got to fly all these British players
I
here.
wonder if that person was Speed, but go ahead.
Yeah, they're actually doing an analysis of what's the cost benefit of pursuing this, what's the probability of achieving it, and what's going to cost me out of pocket to do so, and where am I financially? I'd assume that's the basis they made a decision. On the surface, it seems like it's a no-brainer to continue.
Yeah.
Because you can put yourself in a more hole financially. How deep is that hole? And is it just to get good PR to continue, given where we are? Or is it really something which can be achieved, given where the other teams are in front of us? In addition to, we have to win at least 5 of the many games, and teams have to slip up. Somebody needs to mute their mic. Teams have to slip up for us to achieve our World Cup aspirations. So I can understand the logic of saying so. Should we pursue? I think you have to continue until it's mathematically not feasible to do so. But I understand the rationale as to why someone may say, cost beneficially, it may not be worth it.
But my thing is, that would be an absolute embarrassment to the nation on an international stage if we were to midway a World Cup qualification campaign decide that we're not completing the tournament.
No, I don't think what they're saying, they're not completing. They're saying there's a difference between withdrawing and not putting your best team on the field, given what it costs me to put my best field. So if I feel a locally based team, local players, give them visibility, have them go play the remaining games, versus trying to source players from the UK, which can cost me what? $4,000 a seat for 6-7 players, and you multiply by the next 6 games and do it 2 times. That's a lot of money. That's a lot.
I mean, yeah, fair point, but that would still bring embarrassment to the nation because those JPL players, with the greatest of respect to them, they are just not ready.
It's a formula. You can pay for pride. Pride costs money.
We say a local 11. Would we say a local 11 turn up? That would be good.
That would be embarrassing to the nation.
Because there would be no need to carry the UK-born players down.
Yeah, you need USL players who are in this region and probably can easily get to the destination, maybe be closer in some locales. Look, I think they should continue because it's not just a pride thing. Mathematically, you're still in it, so why give
still a chance?
When you're not mathematically, then you can think about alternatives.
I think that I personally have told myself that it is over. I don't mean to be negative, but I'm not going to set myself up for the disappointment that I foresee coming. So I'm not going to try and trick myself. Look, I'm objective in how I analyze things, right? That's just how I am wired, right? So I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, from an emotional standpoint, argue with the heart. No, I argue with logic. I really and truly don't see us qualifying. I don't mean to be the bearer of negativity, but it's just too much to do, too late. The hole is too deep to get ourselves out of. And I don't see us going on this winning streak, and I don't see Panama going on this losing streak. Their coach is just too good. I think their coach is arguably probably the best coach in the region in terms of in the qualifiers right now in the octagon. So I don't see Panama going on this losing streak. I don't see us going on the winning streak, and I don't see us beating Panama in Panama either, which would be an absolute must if we're going to maintain this. If we're going to even think about qualifying, have we ever beaten Panama in Panama? Have we ever beaten Panama in the World Cup qualifiers? If I'm not mistaken, never.
I reckon against Panama is appalling.
Terrible. It's probably the
like
worst.
19 times, and it hasn't been good.
JC was reported on mainstream media. I'm not making this up. It was reported on multiple sources. There are 2 votes. Continue.
Yeah, I think our record against Panama, I mean, it's definitely one of the worst records that we have against CONCACAF teams. And
but formula. You saying that, right? What was our record with Mexico before we beat them in the 98 World Cup qualification? That them said we couldn't beat Mexico.
Fair point.
Didn't they say that?
Fair point. But here's the thing with that.
When them say football ain't eating nobody. You understand?
That's true.
That's
true.
But and we all agree that the team is gelling now and the team is playing good. You understand? So we can't expect anything.
The team playing good.
I just have to put in that.
The team playing good.
Because we have the last in 4 games. That matter.
The US game was not a good performance. It was an improved performance, not a good performance.
Pamela, you say technically we beat US.
I never said that.
We don't get 3 points. You never said we beat US.
But we were not the better team. But we were not the better team. Yes, we should have won the game.
62% at the ball as usual.
We were not the better team.
Anytime Jamaica play anybody, even if we win the team, beat the team, them always have more percentage than Jamaica.
Yeah.
So Tiga,
38% for we every game.
Hey Tiga, we had 3 wins in 19 games against Panama. Not pretty.
Yeah, but
no,
fine, I understand that. But Stan, I'm saying to you, what was our record until we beat Mexico?
Yeah, but you see the thing now, Tigat.
We're playing in Panama, by the way. We're playing in Panama.
You're asking us to pin our hopes on something that has never. You're asking us to pin our hopes, hoping that something will happen that has never happened previously. Is a reason why there's this pattern and trend with results in Panama. It's not a coincidence, that we're poor against Panama, throughout our history,
Not only that, when have the Reggae Boys won at least 3 games in a row against CONCACAF opposition in World Cup qualification? We'll probably have won 2 games back to back, but to think that we'll win 5 games, is that really realistic, guys?
We're gonna do it. We're gonna get the England C team because we have enough players can make that team. But England C team I come play because we have eligible
5
players.
games in a row.
That's the only way. Not with the locally developed players. Not enough of them to really win 5 in a row. If we go bring the Antonios, maybe the Lows, go get 2 CMs, it's possible. Probable? I don't know, but it's possible.
But you see, the thing now is we are also hoping that the JFF fires Tappa, and we are also hoping that whoever replaces him is capable of doing a decent job, right? Even if a coach is good, there
In
is
a short time.
uncertainty as to whether or not that coach can come in and do the job in the respective context. 1, 2, if it is indeed Paul Hall that will replace Tappa, right?
So
Paul Hall does not have the experience at the highest level. I mean, most of his experience has come with youth, albeit youth at a not like his under 16s him working with, right? But he's still youth, right? He has not his senior level experience is minimal. An assistant coach for like 1 year at Mansfield Town, and that brother that we foresee a tech week. If it works out well, don't get me wrong. I want it to work out well, but I don't see it.
well, if someone can come and do a worse job than what Tappa, then let's see. But I hope we get one of those Premier League runs where a manager has just been sacked and a team go on us. And a team go on a 6. You understand?
Good one, Kima. Good one,
you understand? One of those 6 games unbeaten. And they know the Reggae Boys are now 6 games. Have won 6 games in a row. And before this,
that would be good.
They were 4 games unbeaten. So that makes them 10 games unbeaten now. What a turnaround.
It's easier to maintain a run with a club team though than it is a national team.
Yeah.
So, but good try though.
Unless Italy. We need to. Italy went what 30, almost 40 games undefeated. I have to plug that in.
Gentlemen, I'm not saying good night, but I'm gonna say good night, but I love the optimism. Keep it up.
Yeah.
Maybe that will get us across the line. So
Thanks
so much for joining, Cranky. Big up yourself.
Respect, sir, Cranky.
Big up, Cranky.
Big up yourself, Cranky. Big up yourself.
But I mean, I would love to see that happen though. You understand? You'd see the wagon.
Stadium Ram.
You know, Stadium Ram. You understand? You'd see the wagon. A history. It was like history. But the players believe. I can tell you that. The players believe. The captain believe.
Yeah. You saw that interview with Antonio?
He believed. I was speaking to him.
He's so confident. Yeah.
I was speaking to him right when his ticket right after the ticket was booked. I was speaking to Grant first, and the guys actually believe.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So come on. You know what it's like when everyone confident is high.
We need to get Formula to believe too.
No, man,
I just him alone.
Nobody said
Formula alone I believe.
To motivate your team.
I just Formula alone I believe.
We need to get Formula to believe.
My name is Formula Negative.
Boss, let me tell you something. I love this program too much. Look. Me not just vlog because
213 people. 213 people.
Me not just vlog because it's cool to vlog or whatever, you know. It's like me actually keep me not have no side, you know. A one side me have, you know. Me not have no club side, you know. You know what is my club side? Any side where a Jamaican depend. Villa on my side. Derby County on my side.
Yeah.
See USL teams on my side. I follow them teams that to see what is taking place. Me genuinely care about this thing. My heart can't take it. My heart can't take when it becomes mathematically impossible and is a fact. So we can't qualify, and all this time I have my hopes up. And me knowing in my heart, say more than likely this thing now gonna take place.
This is my opinion.
Adrian, deal with the spamming now. Deal with the spamming. First, people in the comments, no spam. Just hit the like button, no spamming.
This is my opinion. And I want to see the national team do well. And we want to market our Jamaican product, or our product, you know. Jamaica is one of the biggest products in the Caribbean, in the world, right across the world. You understand? So when guys like me remind you, right now, if Mikel Antonio should say, all right, I'm okay with wearing number 18. and those jerseys start print with Mikel Antonio name in the back. And tell you.
No, but boy, stick up in though, Kima. Who wearing the 9? Burke? Who's wearing the 9? They should give Antonio the 9. Big man thing.
Yeah.
Come on for the 9, man.
Sports him earn it. Who
Come on for the 9.
deserves the 9?
Yeah.
You understand?
And Bobby Reid need to give up the number 10 as well.
You understand?
Just say.
And Leon Bailey is wearing the 7. So we need to start doing a lot of things. But listen, I think Tappa out can't go any worse than Tappa in right now. You understand? We want
so everybody saying Tappa out. Everybody saying Tappa out, right?
Yeah. Because in every single time you see a starting in 11.
Tappa in for me.
You never said that last week, Tiga. No bother with that.
Every time you see Tappa.
6 games left.
A man like Aka.
Tappa in for me. Come on, make him finish the 6th game.
But how many games did Tuchel have? And he came and won what? The Champions League.
But
that's a different competition, brother.
No, I'm just using comparison.
But can we see a coach coming? Remember, this is not club football, you know. If you come in for a win, though, you probably have 3-4 days with the team. Can a new coach come in and hit the ground running?
And that's why it's important for Paul Hall, because Paul Hall will already be there. I'm sure maybe a little hypocrisy is in this. You understand? Paul Hall, who to tell Paul Hall was there with more and leaving more to do his thing.
When Paul Hall got the job from Jerome Waite, a lot of persons were saying that he is there to replace Tappa. So whenever Tappa slip up, remember that? Remember that narrative back in the summer? Whenever Tappa slip up, there's a ready-made solution in Paul Hall. So are we seeing this coming to life now?
It is. It is.
Yeah. Because we call that a long time ago. You know?
It is. It's coming to life.
It's an easier transition.
It's an easier one. I think the team can do better, but they have to start planning for 2026 right now as we speak. And just like how they're making a change for Tappa, I think a change should be made for the JFF as well. You understand? The fans should be able to start to vote. Yes.
But the election is what, 2023? So we have a long wait for that election.
Yeah, a long way. And do you guys know that we will be participating in the CONCACAF Nations League next year as well, right?
Yeah.
And that commences next year and will end in early what? 2024? No, 2023. Yeah, 2023. And then we look forward to Gold Cup. So there are a lot of competition. I was speaking to Mikel Antonio about that. And he says he wants to break a few records. So let's see. 4 years.
So he's going for Luton record.
That record can be very easy to break once he's fit.
Right person.
Yeah.
But let us look a little bit forward.
Side though?
Huh?
Does he have
that's a good question, and I'm going to touch on that now.
He said 3 years, 3 more years. I think he said. I think he has 3 more. He might have 3 more years out of him.
He's what now? 28.
No, 31.
He's 31.
He's 31. Oh, yeah. Not a lot of years left. And speaking about the future, when we look at, we have 2 more topics, guys. When we look at the next World Cup. A lot of these faces won't be there. I don't think you might can get an Antonio back. You know, definitely Haka won't be there. You won't have an Anthony Grant. You won't have the Mariapas of this world. Who are some of the players that you think can come up and fill that void in the next set? Because we're looking at because a lot of persons think this is over, you know. So we just want to give some hope for the next World Cup. So who are some of the faces that we can see?
Okay, then.
I will say this much.
You would have Javier Brown.
Yeah.
For the next World Cup, campaign, I think Gregley would be 30. He showed great signs when he came on. And we all know 30 is old, but you know,
30, you can perform at 30, man. Easy. I think that one of the things I'm particularly excited about is that I think the Phoenix second generation, Craig Butler, is stable.
Good point.
I think Craig Butler has a good, stable, a good generation right now. The players
Shamar, Teddy Lee, Shamar.
like it to break the record. I mean, he can do it. He can do it. Nicholson has upside. He can. But yeah, man, I think the Phoenix second generation is going to be a force to be reckoned with by the time the next World Cup comes around. Whisper will be what? Probably about 20 by the time the next World Cup comes around. And you know, he as a 15-year-old was walking through Sheffield United's under 23 backline as a 15-year-old. That's crazy. You know, players like Kaheem Paris will obviously be around. Norman Campbell. We have a lot of young players in England. Maggie Walker, I think, is a bright prospect. We have a lot of young players coming up in England too, in the academies, and you know, teenagers. Hey, you have quite a number of teenagers in the English league system, you know, that are really like eligible, you know. There's a 20-year-old right back at Feyenoord by the name of Denzel Hall, right? 20 years old. There are a number, Kiddo Taylor Hart. You know, I don't remember that youth down at Reading right now. The striker youth who did score him first 2 goals the other day for Reading, man. I don't remember his name off the top of my head right now. He's like 17. Came off the bench, if memory serves right, and scored 2 goals for Reading the other day.
No big head boy, no. He says Haka will be there for 2026.
I wouldn't put it past them. I wouldn't put
as the mascot. Remember the Reggae Boys as a tiger mascot.
A tiger.
Yeah, so maybe.
And Teddy is saying Nathan Ferguson. That's another good shout.
Nathan Ferguson and the other fullback as well at Crystal Palace. What's name? What the other fullback name again?
Mitchell.
I know. Mitchell.
Yeah.
Johnson.
Right?
Johnson.
And we have Justin that plays for Leicester. James Justin.
Exactly. Master Desert. Especially Desert needs to be
somebody want to mention Peter Lee Vassell. There you go. We just mentioned Peter Lee Vassell.
I wish Peter Lee the best. All the best. But
big up Karoom in the house.
I don't know. Vassell is going to have to improve big time. But
what about the goalkeeping area? I don't hear anybody talking about
that. That will be an issue.
Kimo, I see a lot of teenagers playing. I see like right through the English league system. There are a lot of teenagers in England with eligible to play for Jamaica, right? Getting good game time as well for their respective clubs. I don't see any goalkeepers.
Yeah. But Blake, you know, goalkeeper can play.
They can play along. Yeah, they can play along.
So maybe Blake will be around.
Yeah, he will. He's
any injuries.
Injuries.
Yeah,
he'll be around. Barnes as well will be a mature goalkeeper.
Yeah, Barnes.
He should. I think Barnes is a good goalkeeper.
I think Barnes.
Jaden White.
Yeah, JD.
You know, I am a fan of JD White from the perspective that every time I hear him in an interview, I'm very impressed with him, right? I think that he has good prospects because he has a good head on his shoulders, but he needs some work. I think I'm not the biggest fan of his goalkeeping, but hopefully the player can improve. Hopefully he can. I wish him all the best, though.
Yeah. We spoke about players. What about the coach? Because are we seeing a Paula or a Ricky Hill as a permanent coach? Or are we seeing as an interim? Because I look at them, anybody gets a job right now at this late stage, I'm thinking interim coach, not somebody to carry us to the next World Cup qualification. What say you guys?
I agree with that assessment. I think that's a reasonable conclusion to arrive at. I mean, you see the thing with the coaching pool, it is so big and it is so wide. I mean, anybody anywhere in the world could be the next Reggae Boy head coach. I mean, we plucked Winfried Schaefer out of Germany. You know, I mean, all of a sudden he became the head coach of the national team. I mean, before his appointment, nobody who wasn't in the loop would guess that a Winfried Schaefer would be the head coach of the national team. Man, I hate talking about Winfried Schaefer because he was the right coach at the wrong damn time, man. Seriously. We'd been guys would have qualified for Qatar already if Schaefer was still the coach. Right? We beat Schaefer at the finishing.
Yeah.
The finishing. That beat the players them couldn't finish, man. That beat Schaefer. But yeah, it's hard to answer that question though, because the pool is so big, the pool is so wide. Like, you know, anybody could be the coach from anywhere in the world.
That's true.
But what I do like the fact though that Rudolph Speed keeps talking about coaching education, right? And he is on the technical committee, and you know he seems to have a plan to roll that out in the coming years. So hopefully we can start. I mean, I don't care whether the coach is from Jamaica or overseas. As a matter of fact, I prefer overseas coach, to be honest, right? I think an overseas coach attracts more sponsorship, unfortunately, and you know they tend to have more experience and be more knowledgeable.
More close can give us games.
Yeah, exactly, and have higher certification, etc. And I think they don't have to. I don't think they're faced with as much politics as the local coaches are. So, but hopefully we can start, you know, having some coaches, developing some coaches out here with the coaching education plans that Rudolph Speed has. Hopefully we can start developing some international standard coaches from Jamaica.
All right. Well said, Formula. We're going to our final segment, and that is the EPL, you know, preview. We want to look at some of the Reggae Boys playing games this weekend. We'll start off with Aston Villa at home to Brighton. You know, Brighton in 7th place. Doing well. That's 7th place? Yeah. Villa back in 16th. So, what do you think about that game? Leon Bailey, coming off international duty, played in 2 games. Persons were saying that he went up injured. I don't know if he'll be ready for the game against Brighton. But do you see him starting? New coach is there. Do you think he gets into Steven Gerrard's first 11 for Aston Villa? Tigat?
Yeah, man. I think with ease, he might go walking because I don't think Gerrard is going to reinvent the wheel. You understand? I think he's going to try him first and see, because he's one of the star players there. And I think as long as he's fit and ready to go, I think he might go work with him. And then if he's not fit the system, we might see him relegated to the bench. But I think he'll be starting the game.
Formula, thoughts?
You know, that's very difficult to say, you know, in terms of to predict, you know, how Leon Bailey's, you know, tenure under Steven Gerrard will commence. That's difficult to predict. You know, hopefully the player, you know, will be a part of his plans from the get-go. I mean, I think he is their best winger. I do think that, but to be fair, the last 2 games from Bailey have been god awful, man. Atrocious. I remember I was doing a watch along to the West Ham Aston Villa game, and good God, man, it was a disaster from Bailey. So, you know, hopefully obviously Steven Gerrard will look at those 2 games, but hopefully he has some background as to the player and, you know, what he would have done in Germany to, you know, help out Leon's cause. But it's difficult to predict. But I think eventually, when the dust settles though, based on talent, I think Leon will eventually acclimatize himself to England, and he will eventually, I'm not concerned about Leon. I think eventually he will, you know, stand out as Villa's best player.
You know, I'm hoping that Gerrard didn't watch any of the Reggae Boys games to see Leon's performance.
That too.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Our next matchup, Wolves, 8th in the table, go up against the mighty West Ham at home. We saw where Antonio left pretty early. He got a private jet. It was reported that the owner of West Ham sent a private jet, $20 million ride, to get him back to London to be ready for this game in the weekend. Thoughts on that? West Ham flying high in the table, performing good. Antonio and farm for them. You know, what say you, Formula? Another win for West Ham?
I mean, West Ham going good. First of all, we beat these clubs when they give us a warm time, but we have to big them up because for them to come out of their pocket like that to facilitate. I mean, yes, it's in their best interest, and yes, to be fair, they have no, option but to release Antonio. But it's still a good look to see them go into their pockets to help to facilitate the ballers transport to and from.
Yeah.
It looks as it gives the vibe that they are cooperating, so to speak, right? Even though it's still in their best interest. But yeah, I think West Ham. Who they playing again? Wolves.
Wolves away.
Yeah. I think West Ham will West Ham keep on finding ways to win games. Like, and even when Mikel Antonio hasn't scored, and even when because even the Aston Villa game, for instance, his performance was not the best, But the 3 goals that West Ham scored, Mikel Antonio played he had the most important role in all of those 3 goals in terms of from a build-up standpoint. It was brilliant on his part in the build-up to help to facilitate those 3 goals. So, Mikel is class, man. Mikel is absolute class. He and Ethan Pinnock are the only 2 UK-born reggae boy Jamaicans that on merit, I think, could make the England squad. And on merit, I think, should make
and get regular game time.
So it tells you the class of a Mikel Antonio. So
yeah,
he will continue to fly, man. Hopefully, fingers crossed, he doesn't get injured. I've been a fan of Antonio for a long time. West Ham will find a way to win. Under Moyes.
Yeah. I think we both have Antonio in our fantasy team.
Yeah.
Expecting a couple goals from him.
Well, with that performance for Jamaica, and I guess the West Ham coach and everybody are watching and say, what? We need to get this player back quick, man.
Because the goal them go viral,
Yeah,
the goal
man.
them all over the place.
He's on fire. Both goals out of nothing. So then just send a jet for I bet he's cooling down now. Well, for massage and therapy and all them things. They're ready again. So, yeah, man. Score again, man. They might beat up Wolves. Yeah, man. They might beat up Wolves. Because they might the Jamaica fortune on him now, Good fortune. Yeah, man.
All right. The last matchup. The Reds of Liverpool at Anfield against the mighty Gunners of Arsenal.
Really
as an Arsenal fan, that's the biggest game. That's the biggest fixture of the weekend in the EPL. So we have to touch it.
Which reggae boy upon him decide?
There's no reggae boys on it, but we just have to mention it. Usually look at the reggae boys games, and then we get the biggest game.
You're not talking about Pinnock and Brentford?
No. He's a defender. He's a defender. Not so exciting, Formula.
All right.
What we are going to say? I'm going to keep a clean sheet. You get me answer?
We expect another good performance, champion.
Yeah, always do. But the big game.
Ivan as well too is eligible reggae boy. You could talk about that.
You see that Ivan fell around you.
True.
I think, but judging by the fact that we won't have Antonio, I think we might need him, but that's a different discussion. I think we might need Ivan Antonio. We need some more quality, but different discussion.
True.
But Liverpool, Arsenal. My team, Arsenal, have been playing well. They have a nice undefeated run. I think 8 games in all competition thereabout. But even though I'm a huge fan, I don't see us winning at Anfield. The streak will come to an end. Yes, Karoom. I think Kurt. I think the streak will come to an end. But I'm hoping that is not an embarrassing 5-0 or one of those heavy defeats that we normally suffer at Anfield. But you know, I'll take a 1-0 loss or a draw. Nothing too hard. What do you think about the matchup, Tigat?
I just gotta watch it, you know, because these are none of my favorite side. You understand? So I'll just watch it and see what's the outcome. Yeah, the mutual
So
right about.
Reina is saying Liverpool 3-0. Mark is saying Arsenal will beat them. They will say that. Formula, what do you think going to win that matchup?
I think the easiest or the easier bet would be on Liverpool. Arsenal's background in recent years does not suggest that they will do well against one of the top teams in a Liverpool, especially at Anfield, right? I mean, Klopp is the better manager, Liverpool the better team at home, Anfield. It's going to be a tough one for Arsenal. I don't see them having what it takes to get them over the line against Liverpool.
So true. Man Black is saying big up Michael, captain, Jamaica Antonio. Yeah. Deadpool sounds familiar. Yeah, man, people, big up on yourself, 182. Thank you guys for being with us throughout the night. Remember to like if you don't do that as yet. Subscribe if you're new around here. Thanks for making it DTM this Thursday night. You guys could be anywhere else on YouTube. Want to thank you guys for being here with us. Want to big up Formula Sports.
Yeah.
Formula Sports. As you guys can see, good analyst. Go over there, check out his content on YouTube. It's there. There's a lot of good content over there. A lot of videos. Go over there, binge. You know, subscribe, hit the like button over there. Also want to big up Stan Cranky, passing through. Big up another special guest, Schema. I wanted him to plug his business. Yes, I wanted Kimo to plug his business, but he left prematurely. So big up Kimo for passing through as well. Everybody in the chat, a lot of familiar faces. I want to big up everybody that took time out to be here with us. Big up the rest of the DTM family. Kurt, Ray, Ricky, Andrew, Adrian, everybody behind the scenes working. P, got any final thoughts?
Yeah, man. Let's just stay positive, Formula. Just stay positive. I think they might pull this one off. You understand? And we still support the Reggae Boys. You understand? Let's stay positive. And I want to thank all the fans and everybody that came out to support, and everybody who support the Super Chat. Big up. You understand? And big up everybody. Yeah, man. Bless.